Hello, happy Thursday. How we doing? How we doing? My name is Rob. Thanks for joining me. I just saw one question. Am I trying out a different day for my lives? Yes and no. No, my regular day is going to remain Tuesdays, except for next week. It'll be Monday. But yeah, no, call this an impromptu live. And no, I don't anticipate hitting 100,000 during this live. Probably still a few days away. So yeah, this is just something extra. I got nothing on the go tonight. I thought I'd hang out with you guys. Maybe some different people will show up now, that not the regulars who are here on Tuesday, but maybe this is an opportunity for other people to join and maybe ask some questions, and I'll answer as many as I can. But yeah, just kind of hanging out. What's up with you, Ocean Breeze? True, might have stepped on the keyboard. What was that? No, didn't step on the keyboard. So I'm just going to go through the chat. I've got nothing really prepared for this. Just thought I'd go live and see what's up and see if I can answer any questions. So let me just jump right into the live and see who's all here. See if we have some different people. Owen Productions is here. What's up? What's up with you? Question right off the get-go. Let's go. How do you get custom sound effects whenever someone donates or becomes a member? So actually, yeah, I should create one for when someone becomes a member. But I have one for super chats. So it is this, even though this is not a super chat. That's what you're talking about, I believe. What I've done there, I basically created a video in my video editing program with a green screen. And then I brought that into Ecamm Live, removed the green screen, and then what else did I do? I assigned it to a key on my Stream Deck so that I can press that. So the video includes audio, right? So there's an audio component and a video component, and they both happen when I press that button on the Stream Deck. So it's basically an overlay. It's a video overlay. And you can create as many as you want in Ecamm. You could do it in StreamYard too, I believe. Or probably any other live streaming software. So that's what that's all about. Let's see. We got 65 people here. That is awesome. That makes sense. Thanks for that. No problem. Yeah, I don't anticipate having as many people in the chat today as we normally have on Tuesdays because it's a Thursday and I'm a couple hours later than I normally am. So had a couple of meetings earlier. And yeah, so there we go. How can a music channel like me do well, and what's the best practices? Yeah, that's hard to answer, and I just took that right off the top. Hard to answer, hard to know, like a music channel. So that's really not my specialty. I don't really know what you would do. What I was going to say teach, but what I, spitting on myself, am a big believer in is putting yourself in your videos and talking to the camera and making those types of videos. That's what I can help people with the most, building your confidence and growing a community, things like that. With a music channel, I'm assuming you're not in your videos, maybe like a faceless channel or something. So I'm not as plugged in to that as some other people might be. So I'm not sure what I could suggest there. I mean, the same things apply. Be consistent, like consistent uploads, so that when you start getting subscribers and viewers, you continue that, so they don't forget who you are. Continue to upload. But yeah, maybe that will help out. Frigid here in southwestern Ontario. Yeah, it's pretty cold here too. Hello from a frigid New Hampshire. Andy's in New Hampshire. It's cold there too. Yeah, cold in a lot of places. Let's see. Hi, Rob. Dropped everything I was doing to watch this live. I'm so excited for the milestone for you. Thank you, Robin. I don't think it's happening today, though. Not unless a huge onslaught of subscribers come in. I don't anticipate that. Just FYI, what I expect is, I mean, not expect. You can't really expect anything, but I'll tell you, yesterday I had 114 new subscribers, which was the lowest it's been in the last couple of weeks. A couple days before that was 170. So yeah, so I may still be 4 or more days away. So we're not sure. It kind of has to happen by Monday morning at the latest if I'm going to jump in the ocean here rather than down south. So, but we'll see. I'll jump in the ocean either way. All right, what else we got here? Who's in the chat? Who is in the chat? Maggie the Caddy is here. How you doing, Maggie? The scenery behind you in your latest video was beautiful. Yeah, it was actually. That last video that I made, which was this one here,
to be able to
about, that was pretty cool. I'll mute it and then just play it. See, like the fog in the background. Like the reason that was happening, I mean, the ocean is cold. That is the ocean, by the way. It's the part of the Atlantic Ocean. St. Margaret's Bay, which is in Nova Scotia, the Atlantic Ocean. The reason for that fog is it's physics. So it was just so cold. Yes, the ocean is cold, but the air was colder. And when the air is colder, that's basically steam coming off of the ocean. So you might think, steam? What are you talking about? The ocean's not boiling. Like, how is that? Well, it's because the ocean is, even though it's probably only a couple of degrees above freezing, actually there was some ice on there that morning. So let's call it 32 Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius. The air temperature was much colder than that. So you get evaporation and fog. So, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool. In fact, it was so cool. I wasn't planning on making a video that morning until I looked outside and I saw that. I said, wow, that is super cool. I need to make a video. So I came in here and I looked at my list of questions. I take screenshots sometimes of questions that I get in the comments. And I found one and said, yep, there's a question. I'm going to answer that one. And I grabbed my mic, my phone, went outside and I recorded it. So it's just a short 6-minute video. And the video I've got going out on Monday, I kind of did the same way. And I can give you a little preview of that. Let's see now. Projects. A little bit of a provocative title. Monday's video is called No One Cares Who You Are. What do you think of that? Clickbaity, maybe? A little bit? No one cares who you are. So on that one, it looks like this. Very similar, but this is the video for that one. Give you a little preview.
When you're just starting out on YouTube, people don't care who you are. Might sound kind of harsh, but I don't mean it that way at all. It's just kind of the reality. When you make your first videos, I would not introduce yourself. Okay, don't tell people who you are. Don't tell people what you do.
There you go. There's your preview. You can watch the rest of that on Monday. 10 minutes long, a little over 10 minutes. 10:04, I guess. There you go. Yeah, nobody cares who you are. I mean it in the nicest possible way. They really don't yet. That's interesting, Mackenzie, that you say that, because I was going through ChatGPT. What would make good thumbnail text for this? And one of the suggestions was not yet. Nobody cares who you are yet, right? So I like that. I like the way you think. That's not what I went with, though. I think I went with harsh truth or something like that. So there you go. Yeah, bottom line is your intro, your first 30 seconds or 20 seconds or minute or however you want to measure it. The first part of your video is so important. I can't stress that enough, how important that is to keep people watching, right? So don't waste time in that first part of your video telling people who you are, what you do, what your likes and dislikes are, what you're gonna tell them about in the video even. A lot of times I don't even like that. Just start telling them what's in the video. Like just start delivering on the, so, and don't advertise that you go live. Don't advertise you got a course to sell or you've got coaching to sell. Like none of that should exist in the first part of your video, unless you're making a video that is just an advertisement, right? Which, there's a time and a place for that. But yeah, no, if you're making a video that's on a topic that you think your audience is interested in, all the intro stuff, all the stuff that you would probably say to somebody that you're meeting at a party, let's say, like you're introducing yourself to somebody, sure, it makes sense then. But in a YouTube video, nope, no, don't do that until way later. So the same thing applies to please subscribe to my channel, or please give it a thumbs up, or please share this video. Like don't ask all that stuff in the beginning, because in the beginning, nobody even knows who you are yet, and most don't care. And Most don't know if they like your video yet because they haven't even watched it yet, so don't ask them yet, right? All that stuff can come later. I suppose in the middle of your video, I like to wait till the end. I don't actually even usually like to ask for subscribers or likes and stuff like that. If I do, I usually kind of say it almost like a joke because I feel like people know to do that. If they want to see more of my stuff, they'll know to subscribe or not. Maybe 10 years ago, people didn't know how YouTube worked, but introducing myself or introducing that I go live or saying that I have a course to sell or whatever, all that stuff, I wait till the end, right? Because you know who's watching at the end of your video? The people who care. The people who do care who you are and what your name is and what you're all about and what else can they expect to see in videos coming up in the future, right? What's that? Okay, just sports news coming on my watch. So there you go. That's what the video. So there you go. Now you don't have to watch Monday's video, but you're going to. I know you are because you want to see my video. So there you go. A little sneak preview. Let me see. Wow, we're up to 92 people here. Let me try to go through most of the chat here just to see. Hit the blah blah blah. I stopped listening. What's that? You've stopped listening to me? What? Hello from VA, Virginia. Looking to grow and chat with others. Awesome. Good luck with that. Let's see now. As always, if anybody has any questions that they want asked and they want to make sure that I see them, type QQQ in along with your question and I'll see it. Have you had much luck dual streaming? I know you've tried it before. No, I have not. I only ever tried it once, and that might have been a couple months ago now. But I do know Ecamm Live has a beta version of their software. That's the software I use to go live. That allows you to dual stream. So YouTube, I guess, has the ability in YouTube, but the software that I use doesn't yet have that ability to connect to that ability, right? As soon as they do, I will do that and I'll test it out and I'll see if it's something I want to do. And I'll talk about it and I'll probably make a video or two about it. But yeah, so if anybody isn't sure what that means, dual streaming would be, oh, actually, I'm assuming this was what you meant. It might not be though, but I thought you meant streaming to both YouTube Live section, but also the YouTube Shorts platform, both YouTube platforms at the same time, right? So we're going to be able to do that soon through Ecamm Live. You can already do that on YouTube. I haven't figured it out yet. Another meaning for dual streaming would be to stream to two different platforms. Yes, YouTube Shorts and YouTube Live are technically two different platforms, but I mean like stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. That's also something that's possible. Not something I've ever done. I don't stream on Twitch, but I think you can do that through OBS maybe. Not 100% sure. I'm a big fan of pick a platform and get good at that platform, that one platform. I mean, learning one platform is hard enough, let alone trying to learn more than one. So I've chosen YouTube. That's the platform I choose to try to excel at and get better at. We'll see. So I don't feel like I have a whole lot of bandwidth left to also try to get good on Twitch or Facebook or all these other platforms. Maybe that's just me. Are you trying out different day for your lives? No, this is just a special edition. How's that? And hopefully there'll be another special edition before Monday, or maybe Monday will be it. But I'm gonna keep streaming on Tuesdays, except for this coming Tuesday where I'll be on a plane, so I can't. What is the easiest way to get your AVD past the 2-minute mark? Is 800 impressions good for the first 24 hours after uploading a video? Really depends on your channel and your content, how large your channel is and things like that. It's hard to answer like hard numbers like that. Is that good or not? Quite honestly, I don't look at impressions a whole lot. I just look at views. I guess, I do technically look at my click-through rate as well. So I guess you can do the math between views and CTR and that'll tell you what your impressions are, but it's just not a number that is usually at the top of my head. But to answer your question, the easiest way to get your AVD past the 2-minute mark, you've got to create engaging videos. Now that sounds Okay, that's pretty high level. What do you mean by that? Well, then you have to get into specific tactics. Well, how do I make my video more engaging that people want to watch more of it? And you can do things like what I talked about at the beginning. Don't waste time in the beginning of your videos introducing yourself, or setup, or things like that. Like, get right to it, right to the point, and deliver your best piece of value right off the get-go, right off the top, and then just keep it going. Don't make your videos longer than they have to be. Okay, that's another important one. Like, somebody actually today in a call, somebody asked me, like, how long should my videos be? What should I be shooting for? And I'm saying, hey, if you've got 5 minutes of content to deliver, deliver it in 5 minutes or less, preferably less. Don't try to stretch that out to 8 minutes or 10 minutes, because people will know you're wasting their time. So you have to deliver the value as quickly, as efficiently as you can, because people these days don't have very long attention spans. And if you can lose people pretty easily. So those are a couple of tips to help. Other things you could do is, I am a big fan of walking and talking videos where I'm holding my phone and I'm going for a walk, because then the background is always changing, right? If the background is always changing, I call that eye candy. It's something else that's taking the attention of the viewer. They're not only listening to you, they're also watching the background move and change, and where are you walking to, and right? They're maybe even subconsciously asking these questions. If you're just standing still, maybe even if you're like kind of moving around a little bit, like I sometimes do on the hill when I make videos there. I haven't made a video there in a while. I should go back. Same thing. If the background is changing, that's interesting to some people, especially if it's in a place you haven't been before. Go to different places. That's also good too. Whereas if you use a tripod, or if you're sitting in your office, it becomes harder. It's harder to make that interesting. Then you're more reliant on what you're actually saying, like 100%. And if you are making a video in a stationary location, then I think it becomes a little more important to get into B-roll, whether it's your own B-roll that you've shot, or you use a service like Storyblocks to download stock footage and use that as B-roll. Again, I'm a bigger fan of just shooting your own, like B-roll shots of you working at your desk. Like, you could do something like that and include that if that applies to what you're talking about, right? So just a couple things to think about. Hope that helps. I already answered this one, or didn't answer it, because I don't know how to answer it. I don't know what to suggest to you, other than try to be consistent with your uploads, and try to match your uploads to your viewers. Like, have a specific viewer in mind. What do they want to see from you next? And I suppose that probably applies to music channels as well. Probably means stay within your music niche or your genre of music, probably. That's really all I can suggest there. In the title, in YouTube upload, there is A/B testing. Do you do it, and how? I have. I haven't done it lately. So there's two things you can test now. A/B testing. You can test your thumbnails, which is what you could always do, or not always, but for the last year or two, you've been able to A/B test thumbnails, up to 3 different thumbnails. But now you can also A/B test titles. Now, I would caution you, I would suggest that you don't ever test them both. Pick one, because you only get 3 choices. So if you have 3 choices, let's say you have 2 choices of thumbnails and 2 choices of titles, then how many combinations is that? Well, this thumbnail with this title, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You would need 4 options to be able to test both those titles with both the thumbnails, right? And you only get 3. So that's why I would stick with test either 2 or 3 titles, or 2 or 3 thumbnails, okay? And I've done that before. Usually it's with, usually it's with thumbnails, but I have tried the title thing too. But lately I just go with what myself and ChatGPT come up with. How do I do it, and how? Well, the how is, as you're uploading your video, there's a little section up at the top that says A/B test. You can click on that, and it'll allow you to upload up to 3 thumbnails or enter 3 titles. Okay, so you can do that as you're uploading your video. Okay. Hey Rob, do you think it's better to make a bunch of videos first so you can post consistently every week? Not necessarily. So actually, yesterday I made a video about why I don't think you should save up videos and launch a channel, boom, with a bunch of videos all at once. I don't think you should do that. But that's not exactly what you asked. What you asked is, I guess, have a bunch of videos ready so that you can post consistently. So what I'm assuming you mean is, let's say you want to be able to post once a week, but you don't think you can create them that fast. You're going to create a bunch so that you can go once a week, at least until they run out, right? And the reason why I don't necessarily, I mean, you can do that if you want to give your channel a little bit of a boost in the beginning and you post a little bit at a little bit of an accelerated rate for a little while before you fall into your routine. I think there's no problem with that. I think that's fine. But I guess what I'd be concerned with is if you set unrealistic expectations of yourself by posting, say, 3 times a week, and then when you run out, now you can't post that much. Or if you try, you might just burn yourself out. So I think the best thing is just to find a pace that's comfortable for you, that works for you, and stick with that. Over time, you may get better. You may get faster at the editing, at the whole at everything. You may get faster and better at filming, editing, uploading, making thumbnails, all of it. All of it you will get better and faster at the more you do it. Yeah, so, I mean, if I'm thinking back to when I started, I kind of, my first month I posted 9 videos. So that was, what was that? 2 or a little more than 2 a week. But then I stopped for 8 months, right? I didn't see any results. I gained 3 subscribers in a month, and I got a little bit disheartened and just stopped doing it. I went back to my freelancing and went all in on that for the next 8 months. And then I looked again and said, oh, I am getting subscribers. Maybe I'll try this again. And I did that 2 or 3 times before I finally decided to settle down and get a system in place. Alrighty. All right. Why do I lose subscribers in the evening, sometimes 3 to 5 in one evening? Is that YouTube cleaning up all the bots? It drives me nuts. My advice to you is to stop looking at that. It will drive you nuts. I don't even look at that. Yesterday, went live on Tuesday, I did check my subscribers lost. I think in January, I gained like 5,400 or something like that, but I lost over 1,100 subscribers. Okay. It happens to all of us. We all lose subscribers. And yes, it could be YouTube cleaning out bots, which they do. I mean, unfortunately, there are bot farms that create fake accounts and they try to sell stuff to other people, like fake views and subscribers and all this stuff. Bad stuff. Don't get involved in that. Never buy views or subscribers. It'll not only will it not be worth it, but YouTube doesn't like it either, and you could get your channel banned. So not only will it not work and it'll set your channel back, but it could also get your channel banned. So don't do that. But be that as it may, there are people that do that because there are people that buy it, right? So unfortunately, but yeah, when YouTube catches those accounts, they delete them. So that's part of it. But also, and this applies more the older your channel is, excuse me, move that down a little bit. The older your channel is, the more you will be losing subscribers anyways, just naturally, because people's interests change over time, right? Somebody maybe subscribed to you 5 years ago, and now they're no longer interested in whatever it is you talk about on your channel. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, every once in a while, I may go to my subscriber list and I'll look. So, holy crap, I'm subscribed to 200 channels, and I may go through it and just kind of unsubscribe to some that I know I never go see, right? I haven't done that in months, but some people do that more often than others. So there's that. Yeah, it just happens over time. It's just something. look at it this way. It's a positive. Okay, when you lose subscribers, it's a good thing. And I made a video on that last summer. It's a good thing. You should almost celebrate it because it means that somebody who doesn't enjoy your content is leaving your channel. You don't want them in your channel if they don't like your content. You only want people who like your content in your channel, right? Your channel is healthier that way. So, and when I say it's healthier, it potentially can grow faster without the deadwood in your subscriber list. You watch, I'm going to lose a bunch of subscribers now after saying that. That's the way it goes. Tiny channel here. Why does YouTube push my videos for first 3 to 4 days, but then suddenly stops pushing? My last video got lots of push and then views, but YouTube suddenly stopped pushing out the video. That's the way it works. YouTube will test your video as soon as you come out with it. In the first hours, they test it more, and then over the first couple of days, they test it less and less, but then eventually it peters out and you stop getting views. That is the typical life of a video. Now, if your video is really good and you end up reaching a whole lot of new people, and YouTube notices that, and all these new people are watching all of your video, like they're watching a good percentage of your video, and YouTube is going to note, and if they're commenting, they're all sharing, they're hyping your video, all these great things, YouTube will notice that and say, oh, this is good, so let's push this out more. Then, after the test is over, you may see another bump up, another testing period, right? So that's just the way it works. So, but for like 98% of videos, what you just described, that's what happens. So that's why it's important not to focus on and look at the analytics that much. Upload your video, watch the analytics, that's fine. Like with one eye kind of thing. Like don't let that derail what you're doing, because once you've uploaded a video, you know what your job is then? It's to make your next video. Like get to work on your next one. What's your next one going to be about? Forget the one you just uploaded, because there's nothing you can do about it. You've uploaded it. You've made the thumbnail, you've done the title. YouTube is going to test it, and it may do well, it may not, but it's there, and that's a good thing, right? You've added to your YouTube library. That's a good thing, because every additional video you're going to add to your channel is another testing period that YouTube is going to do on that video, and maybe another couple of subscribers you get, and then it'll start to snowball. Eventually, you'll get subscribers who then will go into your library and watch all your other videos. And they'll go and watch that video that kind of flatlined after 3 to 4 days. Other new people months from now may go and start watching that, right? So yeah, don't worry about that. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. Alrighty. I visited the Apple Store a couple days ago. I was a bit overwhelmed, but also excited at some of the features on the MacBook Pro. I wondered what one to get with what spec. Yeah, I like going to the Apple Store too. I am perfectly happy, well, mostly happy with the MacBook that I have. And it's an M1 Max chip. MacBook Pro M1 Max is what I have. 2021. So I think they're up to M4 or 5 now. But as soon as they started making the M chips, like they stopped with Intel and they started with their own silicon chips, that is when things really leveled up with Apple. So even like this is perfectly fine, this computer. I would like it if it had a little more RAM. I have 32 gigs, which again, that might sound like a lot, and it is, but I like to have a ton of Google Chrome tabs open and just a whole bunch of things going at the same time. That's where RAM comes in handy. So the next time I upgrade, I'm probably going to have 64 gigs of RAM. But that said, any computer, MacBook Pro, that you would buy in the Apple Store today, is going to be just fine for video editing. Alrighty. I love the music while we waited. How did you do that? And thank you. Kind of daydreamed. I was sailing. It was sailing music. So that music I got from Epidemic Sound. I subscribed to Epidemic Sound, and there's actually a link down below if you're interested. And I think it's 10% off you can get if you use my link. So what Epidemic Sound is a place where you can go and search for types of music. Like you can enter, I want rock or country or jazz or whatever, piano, uplift, upbeat music or whatever you want. You can search, and find music, and then you download it and add it to your video in your video editing program. So that's what I do. And with Epidemic Sound, it's not just music, but you can have you can download sound effects, virtually anything you can think of. Like you want sirens, you want pop sounds, you want whoosh sounds if you're doing transitions and all kinds of things like that. I don't get into a whole lot of that. I've done a little bit of work with that kind of stuff, but those who really get into the video editing lean heavily on sound effects. You could sink a lot of time into editing sound effects, but it really levels up a video. It's just that I don't make those kinds of videos. I don't have the time to. Scott just said, I'm not sure why this is, but you typically need less RAM on a Mac computer than you do running Windows. Mac in 32 gigs is kind of like PC with 64. Ask AI for the reasons why. Yeah, I can tell you what I know about that. Maybe not much more than you know. But yeah, I have heard the same thing, and I've been told the same thing. My understanding is Mac, the way their CPU communicates with the RAM is way more efficient than the way PCs do. Okay, it's more integrated than it is on a PC. PC, the RAM is a little more separate from the CPU, whereas on a Mac, they're just a little more tightly integrated. So I think what that means is it doesn't have to swap out RAM as often or something. But yeah, I've heard the same thing. So yeah, thank you for pointing that out. That's good. Good. Alrighty, I've been posting constantly on the same topic for a month now. 11 long-form videos in January. Awesome. How many months of this does it take to start getting picked up by the algorithm? Yeah, answers are all over the place. Let's see, what is that? No, close that. Yeah, so there's really no way to answer that. It's heavily dependent on your content and whether people want to watch your videos or not, is really what it comes down to. If you don't think you are, well, I shouldn't put it that way. Let's just say this. Anybody who starts, if you've only been posting for a month, you're probably still in the learning phase. Actually, who am I kidding? I'm still in the learning phase. Like, we're always learning, right? So, every time you make a video, try to make it better than your last one. Like, pick something out from your last video that you did not like and improve on that in your next video, right? If you always attack a new video with that in mind, you will get better over time. And by you getting better over time, you'll be making videos that are more engaging, that people will want to watch more, and therefore you will start getting more views and more subscribers. That's kind of the way it works. Like, you could make a video. See, this is the thing that people forget too. It's not that you have to put in all those reps. I mean, it's a good thing to do. When I say reps, every time you make a video, that's a rep. Like, just start getting your reps in, make videos. But I mean, technically, the next video you make could take off. Like, that could happen to anybody. And it's not a random thing. Some people think, oh, you got lucky, you had a viral video. It's not random. It's the result of you having made a video that people want to watch and share and comment on, right? If you can do that, then that will happen. I try to do that most times I make videos, and I'm usually not successful, right? But, as your channel grows, you do get more and more views each time you come up with a new video. So there is that. You do get that growth. But yeah, no, best I can say is just keep at it. Just keep trying to level up your videos. Pay a lot of attention to the intro of your videos. Get right to the point. Like I said earlier today, don't introduce yourself. Like, just get right to the point. Create a nice title that creates intrigue. Like, oh, what's this about? I want to click on this to find out what this is all about, right? So you're making that promise with the title and the thumbnail. People click on it, and now your video plays. Your video had better start fulfilling that promise right away, like right away. If you start spinning your wheels, you're wasting too much time, lots of ums and ahs in the beginning of your video, that's not good. People will leave. And YouTube will notice, and then they just won't push your video anymore. And then they sit back, like, it's not actually people, but the algorithm basically is then in waiting mode, and they're going to wait for your next video upload that hopefully is better than the last. Okay? So that's what to focus on. Hi, Rob. Do you use a VPN when uploading content to provide a layer of privacy for yourself? I do. Sometimes, not always. When I'm home here, I feel pretty safe. I've got a decent network and whatnot. But if I'm traveling, absolutely, I use a VPN. I use Surfshark. They were a sponsor of mine about a year ago, and I've stuck with them because I like it. So it's super easy. And you're right, it is helpful. Alrighty. All right, let me look at the current. What is your average watch time percentage for most of your videos? I'm going to say it's 30 to 40%. Something like that. So yesterday's video was kind of an average, I guess. If I look at that analytics for that one, oh no, it's too new. It doesn't show me the retention graph yet. So if I go back to another one, actually, let me just drag this over so you can see everything there. Let's go to like an average. I don't know. This one is probably average. Go to the analytics. It's an 11-minute video. Actually, it looks like it was below average. That one, 40%. Actually, that was pretty good. It was above the average, the typical. See that? Like the gray area is typical. So yeah, it was 70%. We're still watching after 30 seconds, which is typical for me. And then yeah, so halfway through the video was around here. Still 40% we're watching. 40.9 was the average for that one. And it's, it's all over the place. Here's a different one. Let's see, 34% is that one. So those are both kind of typical, I guess. So that'll give you some idea. I've noticed the retirement style niche, small channels, and seniors are starting to explode on YouTube lately. What are your thoughts? Yeah, those are all things that people are interested in, right? And that's why they're doing well. So anything that that people are interested in, like retirement, yeah, lots of people are interested in anything to do with money. Honestly, typically does well, and typically has a higher RPM. Fitness stuff does well. There's a lot of people doing fitness types of channels. Yeah. What are my thoughts? My thoughts are you're right. Seniors. So yeah, and I guess my channel is kind of along those lines. I kind of bill myself as somebody trying to encourage people over 40 to get into YouTube. If that's something you're interested in, don't be afraid to, right? Because it's normal. More and more people who are older are coming onto YouTube, seeing it as a viable thing to do, later in life, in their second half, in retirement, let's say. Yeah, not only are the 30-year-olds aging out into being over 40, but other 40-year-olds are deciding, oh, what's this YouTube thing all about, right? So it's a growing demographic on YouTube for sure. Thinking of starting 2 YouTube channels, one for gaming as a passion project and my main channel for talking about drama, current events. Good idea or too much? If you have the time, sounds like a good idea. I think it's a good idea not to include both of those things on one channel, because YouTube will get confused. They won't know who you're trying to reach, right? That's 2 separate groups of people. So yeah, I would keep them separate, but I come back to what I normally say is it's hard enough to grow one YouTube channel, let alone 2. So I think if that's what you wanted to do, I would probably focus on one of them. And then every once in a while, if you get the urge to make a video for the other one, go ahead and do that. So that's probably what I would do. Life with Ricky. If you change your preference setting on a past published short to made for kids, does YouTube republish that short to that new audience under 13 years old? I don't even know, Ricky. I'm sorry. I don't know. I would say probably not. Just changing a setting like that. Oh, we just rolled over 99.6. Yay. I would say probably not. No. You may want to, I guess, delete it and re-upload it. But then, of course, you're going to lose any views and watch time you had with. Oh, it's a short, so watch time doesn't even matter. Yeah, if you delete and re-upload, you would not keep any views that you had, right? So, yeah. But yeah, I don't think that would be republished, right? Because the publish date is already set, even if you change other settings. So. Steve says that was satisfying seeing it go to 99.6. Yes, it was. For me too, Steve. What if I don't have a niche, but a few unrelated topics I want to share? Is that just vlogging? I mean, you could call it that. You can absolutely do that. You know, that's, I mean, it's not vlogging unless you're vlogging. And I mean, I don't love the term vlogging because I think it's too general. It means different things to different people. When I think of vlogging, I think of people just kind of sharing their life with people. This is what I'm doing today, and here's me pouring my cup of coffee, and like to me, that's vlogging. But somebody once told me not that long ago, but Rob, don't you vlog? Like when I'm out for a walk and just kind of sharing my thoughts on YouTube. Some people call that vlogging. I never considered it vlogging, but I guess maybe it is. Like the term vlog is derived from blog, I believe, but a blog is like a bibliography or it's like a written set of articles, but vlog is a video bibliography, right? So, you know, however you want to define that. But yeah, no, to answer your question though, if you don't have a niche and you have a few unrelated topics, if you want them all on the same channel, you can do that, but your channel's not going to grow very fast compared to if your channel was focused on one thing, right? You got to focus on one thing if you want the channel to grow. If you have two things that are completely separate that you want to make videos about, two channels is the way to do that. But then you're complicating things. Then that's a lot more work. I mean, really, it isn't. It's no more work to have another channel, but mentally, like for me, I would think that's too much. That's just too much, going to eat up too much bandwidth. If I'm focused on one channel, how can I possibly put enough thought into the other channel to make that one successful too? I think that would be hard. That said, I've considered starting another channel, but you know, I think it would be hard. One would have to be primary and one would have to be backup, I think. Let's see. How do some channels get away with using what is copyright for? Oh, you know what? I missed a super chat. I'm sorry. I'll come back to this right here. Go with the gospel. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm sorry. I'm horrible at that. I really appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much. And you had a question. So I've been posting constantly on the same topic for a month now. 11 long form videos in January. How many months of this does it take to start? I think I already answered this though, didn't I? I did already answer this. Yeah, and the answer is there's really no answer. It's going to depend on your content. How many months? Like it could take you years if you're never trying to level up your videos, right? But if you are super intentional about getting better with each additional video and listening to your audience when they comment and make changes based on what they want you to make, right? If you make videos for your audience and you can engage with your audience, that is a way to level things up, right? And what I can tell you is once you do start to grow, as long as you keep that mentality, trying to always get better and always listening to your audience, that growth should accelerate. It's not like you'll start getting 10 subscribers every month forever, right? It'll be 10, then 100, then 1,000, then 4,000, right? Maybe not quite that fast. Everybody's rate is different, but my point is it will accelerate the growth as long as you keep that mentality. So now back to Adventures with Hayden and Simon. How do some channels get away with using what is copyright footage, movies, songs, etc., and not get strikes? I've seen a channel promoting using other channels' videos. Yeah, so that's a gray area, and they're playing with fire, is what I would say. You run the risk of getting a copyright strike or Best case scenario, just not making money from that video, right? If you use somebody else's content in your video, then the owner of that footage they could allow you to keep it and not give you a copyright strike, but they may also say, but I want that video to stay monetized and I want all the money from it, right? And then you won't make any money from that. So that is the risk if you use other people's stuff. Doesn't matter how long. Like some people say, oh, I've heard if you keep it to under 3 seconds, you can use any clip. There is no rule that says you could do that. And anybody that has a hard number like that on that, like 3 seconds of a clip or 3 seconds of a song, that's only because perhaps at one point in time they knew that YouTube, if it's that short, YouTube can't catch it, right? But don't kid yourself. YouTube is always getting better at these things, and there may come a day where videos like that used to be able to get away with it can no longer get away with it because YouTube gets better and better at finding these things, right? Videos, like imagery, audio, like music and things like that. So it ultimately, it's up to the copyright owner, okay? It's not YouTube giving you necessarily a strike. It's the copyright owner. YouTube will go to the copyright owner, say, hey, we noticed this guy over here is using your stuff. What do you want to do? And the copyright owner will say, yeah, no, that's a big no-no. Take it down. I want that down. And then YouTube will come back to you and say, they want you to take it down. You better take it down. And if you say no and you don't take it down, then you may get a strike. So in my mind, that's how it goes. I've never had a strike, so I'm not speaking from experience. I have had a notice, though. I've been notified that one of my live streams had copyright music in it. But in that case, my options were I could take it down, or I could allow them to earn the money from it, or I could try to get YouTube to use their AI to remove the music from it. And that's the option I chose, and it did a beautiful job. So, and then all of a sudden, I could monetize that live stream. So there, I hope that helped. Have another drink. How long have I been live? When did I go live? 3:30, right? It's 4, so almost an hour already. Wow. And I'm just curious now, what was the sub count when we started? I'm looking at my thumbnail that I did. What was that? 584. All right, 16 subs since we went live. Awesome. So just an update for those of you who are interested. When I hit 100,000 subscribers, I hope to be live. So I hope the next time you see me live like this is when I hit 100,000 subscribers. However, if it happens after, say, supper time on Monday, I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm going on a plane and I'm flying somewhere warm for a couple of weeks. And yeah, so that's why I'm kind of hoping it happens before then. Right now, it looks like it might happen Monday sometime, but who knows? Who knows? So that's the plan. Also, if it happens as long as it happens before Monday morning, then I will go for the jump in the ocean here in Canada in February. If it happens after that, the jump in the ocean will be somewhere warm. Okay, so that's the game we're playing. So yeah. There's the update. Hawaii? Nope, not Hawaii. I'm keeping it as a surprise. I haven't told anybody yet. Hey, Rob, can you think of a reason that YouTube won't let me make a short item any of my videos? I don't get the button. There's no short button. If you want to make a short, if you want to upload a short, this is for Brian's Silver Health Quest. Your video must be shot vertically, right? Vertically, and it must be less than 3 minutes long. As long as it's under 3 minutes and it's portrait or vertical, then YouTube will treat it as a short. If it's horizontal, no matter how long it is, it's going to be a long form video. So there's no setting. You don't have a short setting. You don't get to decide. YouTube decides based on your video. Rob, as a non-native English speaker, I'm still battling an internal conflict. Script, better English. No script, bad English. I have 11 videos, but don't sound very consistent or authentic. Yeah, that's a lot of people struggle with that. Here it is right here. A lot of people struggle with that, but here's what I'll say. As an English speaker, I'm very appreciative of people who go out of their way to speak English when it's not their first language. That to me is awesome. And to me, that's to be celebrated even. As long as I can understand what you're saying, right? So, maybe there's accent or, right? So that could be an issue. But as long as you're speaking as clearly as you can and doing the best that you can, that's all I can expect. That's all any viewer can expect. And anybody who has a problem with that, I kind of have a problem with them, right? Like, I appreciate that. And like, I can't speak another language. There's no way I could speak another language and make a video. And I haven't even tried. So who am I to say to somebody, oh, you should be better at English or stick to your own language, right? Like, no way. And on top of that, when I hear somebody speaking English, when I can probably tell that English is not their main language, there's probably an accent that I'm not used to hearing. And in most cases, like all cases, I think that's pretty cool. Like, that sounds cool. It's just, oh, I haven't heard that. That sounds pretty cool. Again, as long as I can understand it, I think it's great. So I would think of that as almost a superpower. That's your superpower. Your accent, the fact that you're going out of your way to speak English, I think is commendable and should be celebrated. And good on you for doing that. So that's the way I'd look at that. It's a positive. It's not a negative. Okay. There you go. So hard to speak to a camera. Yes, it is. Yeah, you have to pretend it's a person. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, is all I can say. I mean, some people will put like a stuffed animal behind them or something, or behind the camera, and look at that. Some people will tape a picture of somebody they know and speak to them. I've not really done that. What I do, I try to get in the right mental space just by thinking of, I don't do it as much now because I feel like I don't have to as much, but when I first started, I would think of a friend of mine having just asked me a question, the question I'm going to answer in my video, and then I talk to the camera and I answer the question as if he asked me, right? And I don't stare at the camera, and I'm not reading from a script. And actually, just to the previous question talked about a script. I'm not a huge fan of script reading. I just don't think that comes across as authentic. If you can read from a script and have it appear authentic, then good on you. You're way better than I am. But for the most part, I think I can tell when people are reading from a script, and when other people sense that, it's just not quite as engaging as if you're just talking to a friend. So it comes with practice. Comes with practice. Penny says, I much prefer that non-English speakers speak English with an accent. I don't like the AI overdub. Oh, 100%. I totally agree. Yep, speak English in your own accent before using AI. 100%. 100%. Let's see, what else we got here? Question, any tips for those that travel for work for half a year with potentially little to no time to create, except for winter time when I am home? Travel between NL to Newfoundland to PEI for work, Newfoundland being home. I guess you just have to make time. If it's something you really want to do, you'll find the time. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that. But yeah, I mean, the bottom line is you have to have time to create. I guess a tip would be try to keep your videos as easy as possible. Like don't go overboard with the editing. Editing is a big time crunch, like you can eat up a lot of time editing a video. So if you keep your video editing to a minimum, and if your videos aren't terribly long, that would help, right? That'll help you make more videos. So that's probably what I would lean towards. Small creators, we have to just keep on keeping on. We got this. Yes, you do. You got this. I want to teach people a whole course in 20 minutes on how to make sales quickly with print-on-demand t-shirts. I'm not going to hold back anything. Any suggestions? I don't really know much about print-on-demand shirts, so teaching a whole course, I mean, I might be tempted to break it up into smaller videos. Like, can you have a like 5-part series and create 5 videos? 20 minutes is, well, no, it's not that long. I mean, give it a shot. I mean, I don't really know what to suggest. If that's what you want to do, go for it and see how it does. And you may have, I guess a suggestion would be, as you're making the video, you could say periodically if there's anything else you want to see me make a video about this. If there's any part of this 20-minute course you want me to go into greater detail on, let me know in the comments below. Like, encourage some engagement in the comments. And then that might give you some more ideas for your next videos too, right? So that would be my suggestion. Love the hat, Scott. Holy cow, we're up to 199 viewers. I didn't expect that today. That's great. Welcome. I'm glad you could join me. I agree with Rob. Break it into shorter videos that go through the steps. Encourage people to subscribe. Yep. What do you think is a sweet spot for long form videos? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes? There is none. There really is none. I've had 7-minute videos do phenomenal, and I've had 25-minute videos do phenomenal. And actually, I'm going to do another test very soon. Maybe while I'm away, I might do this, if the internet connection's all right. I'm going to make a video that is several hours long, right? A lot of people are watching videos on TVs now. A lot of people are putting videos on and then doing other things, like going for a walk or going for a bike ride or doing chores around the house or whatever. And they just want to listen, right? So, yeah, I'm going to do that. And it's going to be a test. So I guess the reason I'm saying that is you should test different lengths. All I'll really say is it's not a good idea to stretch 5 minutes worth of value into a 10-minute video, right? I know that's kind of out there, but my point is, don't waste people's time. Just make your videos can vary in length. If you look at the length of times of my videos, how long they are, they're all over the place. Anywhere from, I think, 59 seconds is my shortest one. It's not a short either. It's a long form video, 59 seconds. And I want to say just over an hour is my longest one. And then there's live streams that are pushing 4 hours. So yeah, I would just try it. Try different things. As long as all of your information is packed tightly in that video, that's as long as it should be, no longer. There you go. There you go. I can't keep up with the chats. We're coming in fast and furious. I do narrated wood turning videos. Is it a good strategy to post a no talking ASMR version of the same build on the same channel, or is that too repetitive? Narrated wood turning videos. Doing an ASMR version? See, to me, ASMR would be a different audience that would be interested in that. You probably have people that are interested in what you're talking about while you're doing the wood turning. They're probably not interested in ASMR, right? If you want an ASMR channel, create another channel and you can put it over there. And I would make some differences, like maybe have a different intro or something like that, right? That's probably what I would do. But like, I'm not going to do an ASMR video on this channel, right? That's because you guys aren't interested in that, like, for the most part, right? The people who are interested in my videos, they don't come to my channel for that type of content. So I'm not going to, if I wanted to do an ASMR channel, I would create another channel for that. There you go. Would there be no point in doing a live stream with only 79 subscribers? No, absolutely not. There would be a point in doing it. I highly recommend you do it. Even if nobody shows up, I highly recommend you do it, right? The number of people who show up to your live stream is not how you measure the success of a live stream. Okay? For the same reason why you make videos and the first videos you upload to your channel aren't going to get many views, right? But you still have to upload them so that you get better and you make more and so on and so on. Same thing with live streams. Your first live stream, you may have nobody show up, but you've done it. In fact, your first live stream will be the hardest one you ever do because you won't know what to expect. You don't know if people are going to show up or not. You may not know what to talk about, so you might want to put some thought into that, into what you're going to talk about. Have a plan and be prepared, whether you're going to talk about something or show something on your monitor or whatever you're going to do. Just do it. Go live. It'll only get easier. And you will have started the practicing, which is the whole point. So, yeah, do it. Absolutely. How to get more viewers during my live streams. They average 5 to 10 viewers. You can promote them from your videos, right? In your videos, you can announce that you go live at a certain day, and go live the same day, same time, same day every week is what I recommend. And then people will get used to when you go live. And then, in your live streams, you can talk about the videos that you made the previous week and the videos you're making. And then in the next live, you can, in your videos, you can announce that you're going to go live. If people have any questions, come to your live, right? Use your videos to promote your lives and use your lives to promote your videos. And it's a, I don't know, what's the word? It's like a self-propelling machine or something, right? So that's what I would do. And encourage people to engage, ask questions during your live. And then so people will ask questions in the chat and then answer back. Make sure your live chat is on and the live chat replay. And make sure comments are on for your videos as well. So that'll get the whole ball rolling. Alrighty. By following your lead, my channel reached from 100 subs to 700 in just a week. Wow. Wow, very good. Well done. Congrats. Steve, have you heard of the platform Rumble? They approached me today, asked me to switch from YouTube. A bit random. Yeah, I got approached by them too, I don't know, a year ago, and I ignored it. It's not, again, I'm focusing on YouTube, not a competitor to YouTube. Who knows though? Who knows? I don't know much about it. I don't. But I got something similar too, and ignored it. Solo travel adventures. What? It's time? No, I don't think so. False alarm. Well, hey, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I've been averaging over 100 new subs a day, but I'm still 382 away. So that's probably 3 to 4 days. What is it now? Thursday? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. So I may or may not be able to be live when it happens, but who knows? Maybe by going live today, we'll get more subscribers than normal today. I believe I got 75 during the 3-hour live stream on Tuesday, which was more than normal. But there's only so much you can do. Launching channel very soon. I have global travel content and PNW hiking content. Do you consider that two different niches? Global travel and hiking. I guess it depends how you frame it. On the surface, yeah, they seem like two different things. But to me, hiking, like a hiking channel, what is that? If I think of a hiking channel, I would probably think of, okay, hiking is what I'm going to be doing in my videos, but what am I going to be talking about? Right? So now it's different. If I'm talking about, whatever, my point is, I don't have to talk about how to hike. What hiking boots should you buy? Where to hike and things like that. I could be talking self-help stuff. How do you get motivated to start your own business? I could talk about business stuff. I could talk about YouTube, all while hiking. Okay, see the difference? Hiking is not the niche then. That, YouTube is the niche. But, oh, you know that YouTuber that also hikes? That's how I would become known. So, you know, um, again, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but that's what I would. That's kind of where my head goes. Like hiking by itself, I'm not sure. Like, how do you make that a channel? I guess you can talk about different places to go hiking, right? You could do that. Um, but I look at it as an opportunity to talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's a great vehicle to deliver that in, talking while you're hiking. Um, so anyway, just some thoughts there. Take another drink. Did I just take a drink? All right, what's going on in the chat? What am I missing? Am I missing anything? You take people on your hikes. Yeah, I like that. Exactly. You can talk about, I mean, I kind of do that when I do a walk and talk video. I haven't done one in a while on the trail. But yeah, that's the way I look at it. Like wherever I go talking about something, I feel like I'm bringing you with me. So yeah, bringing people to interesting places is a great idea. Whatever it is you want to talk about, that's a great idea. I often watch YouTube videos of vintage auto restoration that are many hours long. Good entertainment is good regardless of length. Yeah. I think also if there's like multiple hour long videos, people don't have to watch it all in one go, right? They can pause it and come back, right? Hiking is travel. You travel places, hike, and talk about the surroundings while showing them off. Yeah, absolutely. That's one way you could do it. I mean, there's so many different ways to package it, right? But yeah, I mean, you could absolutely make a hiking channel that basically is almost like a review channel of the places you can go and hike and what you see and things like that. Question, I have a small design business that keeps busy. Would it benefit me to start a YouTube channel for lead generation? Would a video a week take more than 6 hours to create? First question, 100% absolutely. You could create a YouTube channel as a lead generator. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I do. I mean, my channel is growing nicely and all, but the majority of my business is not from YouTube. It's, well, indirectly it is, but it's YouTube is the lead generator to my coaching business and course selling and all that stuff. So yeah, absolutely. Like a YouTube channel is free marketing, really. If you get good at making videos that people want to watch and you start growing a channel that way, it's free marketing. Every time you make a video, there's a whole bunch of eyeballs going to be on it. And yeah, so I mean, at its core, I mean, then you have to decide how you want to do it. Like, what's your strategy? Do you want all of your videos to be salesy and promoting what you're selling? I wouldn't do that, but that's me. I prefer soft selling, like just having links exist in my description below that sometimes I might refer to. Like now, if you want to download something free, I've got a free stats tracker down below. You can join my Creators Cove community. There's a link below. I got courses that I sell, links below, right? So there you go. Thanks for the segue. I just did a little bit of self-promotion. I offer coaching, link below, right? So you can do that. I choose not to do that very often. I prefer somebody coming to me. I guess I prefer the, build the store, put a sign on the door and sit back and wait for clients to walk in. That's kind of my attitude. I'm not the pushy salesy guy that's on the phone trying to drum up business. I don't do it that way. So, but some people do, right? It all depends on what, how you want to do it. I think a perfect model is if you want to use YouTube as a lead generator, then make YouTube videos that are just helpful. They help solve problems for the people who could potentially become clients of yours. Okay, that's the way I would do it. And they don't have to be all inclusive. Like I wouldn't give away the farm. Like don't make a video that is so good that now they don't need your design services, right? Like just help them with one little thing here, help them with this little thing. That's what I would do. So hope that is helpful. Sophia is here. Hey Rob, nice surprise on a Thursday. It's 9:46 p.m. here. You'll hit 100,000 by, just tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. At the rate I'm going, it's going to be Sunday or Monday, I think. That's what I think. Although things did pick up since I went live here. What was I at yesterday? Let me just take a quick little look here. 99529. So 97 subs today so far. So things have picked up because of this live. Maybe I'll just stay live here for a while. How long you guys want to hang out? It's up to you. Let me know. I'm going to have to get some supper at some point. I get lots of emails from people telling me they can help grow my channel. I assume they are scammers. They tell me they can get me to 100,000 subs. Yeah, anybody that tells you that is probably a scammer. I mean, I've got two different ways to look at this. I too get a lot of emails like that. Most of them either want to edit my videos or they want to make my thumbnails, right? Neither of which I want to outsource. I do those both myself. I enjoy doing those. Some people don't, and some people want to outsource. And some people, I mean, I wouldn't call them scammers. I would call them persistent, right? Which perhaps you have to be if you're trying to build a thumbnail design business or a video editing business. You got to start somewhere. So these people are knocking on doors, and a part of me respects that. Like, that's okay. If that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. They're just not. I choose not to hire any of them, right? I don't know that that's the best. Now, if I were to put myself in their shoes, how would I do that? I don't know. I was a freelancer, and the way I did it is I signed up with Fiverr, and I basically put up a billboard on Fiverr. This is what I can do for you. And I priced it really low so that I could get some business. And then I did a bunch of cheap jobs, and then I slowly started to raise my price and offered to do it faster for additional money, right? And I kind of built up my freelance business that way. I never cold called or emailed out of the blue like that because I don't know how well that works. I have to think it must work. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. They would have stopped by now. But it doesn't work on me anyway. But yeah, so what was the question? Have you ever considered having a drink on stream and hanging out just for the sake of hanging out? I guess is that kind of what I'm doing now? I guess, I'm answering questions too. I am having a drink. This is a gin, by the way, gin and ginger ale and cranberry juice. Is Fiverr still a good option for a side hustle? Maybe. So I did it from 2019 until 2024. And I was successful at it. I was full-time income. Did very well with it. It was slow going at first, but after a year, it was full-time and for a few years. I'll tell you that it depends you can do so many different things on Fiverr. With me, I was doing small video editing jobs. I started by adding captions to videos for people and subtitles and translating subtitles and things like that, right? Transcribing videos. I was doing a lot of things like that. A lot of what I used to do can now be done by AI. So what I did specifically might not be a good genre to get into on Fiverr. But I'm sure there's other things. Well, like you could find thumbnail designers. I've hired somebody at Chat. Well, my Creators Growth Project logo that I created, I didn't create that. I hired somebody at Fiverr to do that. So logo design is a thing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure it's still viable. I mean, they take. I can't remember if it was 20% or 20. I think it's 20%. They keep 20% of whatever you sell something for. That's pretty steep, but they also market your stuff for you. Mike, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat, Mike. Please subscribe if you haven't, he says. Absolutely. Yeah, if you are enjoying this content, I don't usually say this, but if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe. This is your chance. This is your chance to perhaps affect the story that I'm in the middle of telling, right? I'm hopefully in the next few days, I'm going to hit 100,000 subscribers. Not a huge deal, other than if you set yourself a goal and you reach that goal, you should celebrate it. I'm a big believer in that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to celebrate it, and I'm going to mark the occasion by jumping in the ocean the day after it happens or later in the day that it happens. If it happens before Monday morning, because if it happens after that, I'm on a flight down south and I'm there for a couple weeks, and then the jump in the ocean is going to be the Pacific Ocean, and it's going to be a whole lot warmer. So if you want to see me do it here, and you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. There you go. Who else we got in here? I got 98,000 video about 2 months ago. 98,000 video. And then crickets for the next 6 videos, all under 100 views. This journey is mental torture. Okay, so 98,000 views, I assume you meant, on a video. And then, yeah, so what I would do then, let's talk about life with Anton, is take a good look at that video that did so well, and try to understand why it did so well. What were you talking about? Did you deliver your intro nice and quick? How long was the video? Where were you when you recorded the video? But most importantly, what were you talking about in that video? People obviously liked that. Make more of that, right? Like, what's the part 2 to that video? Make the part 2. Or if there's something specific inside that video that people were commenting on a lot, make a video to expand on that and talk more about that. That's kind of the way. That's what I would do. I'd look at it through that lens. H.training, got to go to work now. So glad I came in here today. Have a great day, Rob, everyone. Thanks again. No problem. Thanks for stopping in. Glad you could make it. 3 a.m. here in UFA. Russia. You're in Russia. Wow, 3 a.m. Ouch, that's late or early. But I'm working on videos ahead of publishing tomorrow. Very good. You're devoted. Awesome. Stephen Does Fitness. Excited for you to hit 1,000 subs. Me too. Thanks, Stephen. I've been on YouTube since 2008. Only some fun stuff in Danish. Yeah, that's cool. Got to start somewhere, right? Question. The Pacific Ocean. Are you going to Mexico? LOL. Nope, not Mexico. Seize the cruise day. Nope, not Mexico. Further south. And that's all I'm going to say. Might play some kind of a game when I'm there. Maybe I make a video and you guys can guess where I'm at. Well, so yeah, Monday I'm going to live stream from here, and then I'm leaving. The following Tuesday, I will live stream from my location, and you guys can try to figure out where that is. It's Steph, not Steven, by the way. Oh, sorry, Steph. Steph Does Fitness. Got it. Honest mistake. I read it too fast. How many views do you have to get a month to make a living doing YouTube? Say $5,000 a month. It's, yeah, so... I mean, it depends on your RPM, but, you know, so, I mean, I made a video, was it last week, on how much money I've made through this channel just from YouTube, and it was $28K a year. So, and that's when my channel grew from 30,000 to 90,000 subscribers in 2025, okay? So but that's just from YouTube. Then there's whatever else you're going to do besides the YouTube. So most people who are successful on YouTube and do it full time have something else that they're doing to make money, whether it's selling courses or coaching or digital products or t-shirts or whatever it is. Consulting is another good one. Whatever it is, something else. Because otherwise you have to make a lot. You've got to get a lot of views. So, I mean, I get, I don't know, I probably, what do I get? Last month, views. Where is it? I'm looking at the wrong thing. So last month I had 334,000 views on this channel, and I made almost $2,500 US just from YouTube. Okay, so 25. So what's that? It worked out to around $7 RPM revenue per 1,000 views. So now we talk about what is your niche. If your niche is in investing and money help, like helping people grow their money, right, that tends to have a higher RPM. You might get up $15, $20 per 1,000 views. But if it's a vlog channel, it might be down under $5, $2 to $5 RPM. If it's a gaming channel, it might be less than $1 per 1,000 views. So it's really all over the place, right? And you can do a search as to which niches have the higher RPM, but that almost doesn't even matter. Even within a channel, your RPMs can be all over the place. I have some videos where the RPM is up over $20 and others where it's down $4 or $5, right? Every video is different and is dependent on what advertisers are willing to pay for their ads to be on your video. It's kind of the way it works. So there you go. Waiting patiently, question unanswered. You're not alone. Sorry about that. What was your question? What's your name? Allscale. Let me just do a little, I'll find this here. There we go. Do you have tips, do's and don'ts with phone and camera setup? I know you use iPhone and Sony ZV-E10, and I'm curious if you need to fiddle with the settings, frame rate, ISO, or just point and shoot. So I am not a photographer. I am not that well versed in the camera speak, like the camera settings and all that stuff. I only know enough to know what I do. So because of that, my ZV-E10 never leaves my office, right? It's here. It's what I'm using now. And the lens. And I have the ISO, I think it's set to 100. No, it's set to auto. I can see it now. Auto. It's dark outside now, by the way. See that? That's where the can you still see? Oh, it doesn't look that dark on that view, but the lights in the dock are starting to come on. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, my Sony never leaves because I'm not that familiar with how to change the settings and all that. But yeah, no, it's a prime lens, so it's an f1.4 16mm lens. I'm just looking at the settings. Since it's set to 4K 30 frames per second, that's what I film in. I have the shutter speed set to 1/60. It's supposed to be 1 over double your frame rate, right? So I have that all set up. Auto focus on me. That's all set. When I make a video outside, I grab my iPhone. Nothing could be simpler than the iPhone. Point and shoot. I don't worry about any of those settings. The only thing I worry about is I set it to 4K 30 frames per second, and then I just record. So yeah, so I know I don't have to fiddle with my settings. I tell you, the biggest problem I have sometimes is I might be taking B-roll with my phone before I film my video. And let's say I want to zoom in on a spot, I might hit the 5X to zoom way in to see something on the ocean or whatever. Then there's been one time where I then started making my video and I recorded myself for like 30 minutes. And then I went, when I finished, I stopped it and I went to look at it just to make sure it's all good. And I had left it on 5X zoom. So basically you're looking right up into my nose the whole time for 30 minutes. I was so disappointed. I can't use that. So yeah, I had to redo that. Now I guess the good news is if you have to redo a video that you've finished, after you get over the disappointment of that you just wasted that time, now you're going to have to redo it. After you get past that, your second take is probably going to be better than your first one anyways. So there's that. But it was still disappointing. So yeah, other than that, it's just point and shoot with my phone. So I don't worry about. If I took this ZV-E10 out, yeah, it'd have to be fiddling with the ISO and whatever else. I don't know. Different lenses, right? Film on an iPhone at 60 frames per second, 1080p. Don't waste the space for 4K. Okay, that goes against what I just said. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right? If you film at 60 frames per second, you can then get nice slow motion. You can slow that down to 30. And get nice, right? Nice smooth slow motion. The reason I don't like upload 60 frames per second videos is 30 is closer to what your eye naturally sees anyways. So that's what I've read. That's what I mean, I can tell the difference between 30 and 60. 60 is more smooth, obviously. Gamers will use 60 or even higher, right? Just especially if it's like a fast-paced shoot 'em game, right, where you have to be able to see things quickly, then higher frame rates are good. But if you're just out for a walk and you're filming yourself and you're talking to the camera, I just use 30. I would rather go down to 30 and up to 4K because in my case, a lot of people, I believe, watch me on TVs. And TVs, some TVs are like 85 inches, right? On an 85-inch TV, you're darn sure you can tell the difference between 1080p and 4K. Absolutely, right? But if all your viewers are watching your videos on a phone, then there's probably you can probably just get away with 1080. You're not going to I can't tell the difference between 1080 and 4K on a phone. So some phones don't even play at 4K. But no, that's good though. That's good. It's good to just get in a rhythm and film the same way all the time so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. All right. Oh, not a question, but Catherine Price says hello. I text her saying you were live and she asked me to say hello. Hello, Catherine. So Steve, text her back and say Rob says hello back. And ask her, why can't she join us live? That's all right. It's tomorrow for her. What is it? It's Friday for her in New Zealand. What's been the biggest positive impact of you doing YouTube for you? For me, it's the creative and therapeutic outlet, freedom and community. Congratulations on 100K. You seem like a great person. Thank you very much. Bub Waffles, thank you. The biggest positive impact from... Yeah, I kind of agree with what you say. A therapeutic outlet, 100%. Community is big. I love the fact that we've built an awesome community here. Right? I'm seeing a lot of the people here in the chat today are normally here on Tuesdays as well. And that's awesome. I'm getting, I've met and got to know a lot of you, and that's awesome. And what I think is really cool is a lot of you have met one another and are getting to know each other, and you recognize each other, and some of you have gone out and done your own live streams, and others of you have joined them, right? It's almost like a spider web. Like we've started something, and now like the tentacles are reaching far and wide. It's awesome. I love it. The community that we're building. And I love the fact that you guys are answering each other's questions. You know that I can't answer every question. I hope you know that. I would if I could. But, some of you are helping each other. And I love that too. So, but yeah, it's also, the ability to work whenever I want. Like set my own hours. I've always been all about that. I haven't worked for a boss in 25 years or 23 years. I've been on my own as a freelancer, business owner. I've always kind of done that. But it's freedom. I get to work when I want, and I love that. That's great. So there you go. Missy Portman, how you doing? I'm so excited for you to reach 100K. So happy for you. Your channel, you rock. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us here. All's Kale Trek, great answers. Thanks, Rob. No problem. Heidi is here. Congrats from another midlifer. Welcome, Heidi. Glad you could join us. If you're on a mobile device, you can't tag somebody. If you're on a web browser, when you type the @ symbol and start typing their handle, it automatically comes up. Yep, that is correct. Question, I'm pivoting from being an entrepreneur to YouTube. What was the hardest mindset shift you had to make when you stopped being an entrepreneur and started being a creator? I don't think I stopped being an entrepreneur. I think this is being an entrepreneur. That's the way I look at it, because it's not just YouTube. I've got a business around my YouTube as well. YouTube just happens to be the lead generating engine of my business, which I'm an entrepreneur at running, right? So, but when I pivoted from being a freelancer on Fiverr to being an entrepreneur on YouTube, I can talk about that a little bit. Mindset shift. I don't know that there was a mindset shift because I always had the entrepreneurial mindset, I guess. Main part of that being don't expect to make an income right away. As with most businesses, I think that you've got to have that mindset. Like you got to be able to work for free for a long time, maybe, potentially, before the income starts coming in. So that's just kind of the way it works. the life of a business person, right? Whether you're opening a restaurant or opening a store or starting a YouTube channel or starting another online business, right? You're not going to make money typically right out of the gate. You're going to have to build stuff, build something to sell, offer something, build an audience, right? Build an audience that you can eventually market to. Something like, I started this YouTube channel way before I had anything to offer. In fact, I think I was over 20,000 subscribers before I had anything to offer through this YouTube channel, before I built my first course, before I created Creators Cove, and before I got into coaching. The first thing I built actually was a free thing, right? So I could start collecting email addresses. So yeah, no, it's all kind of the same, similar mindset as an entrepreneur. Let's see. I film on an iPhone and no idea what I film in 4K, etc. Is that a problem? Well, you can check. You can check on your, my iPhone's up there right now, but you can check on your iPhone to see what you're filming in. Just press in the top left corner, I think. It'll say, if it says HD, that's 1080p. Press that, and then you'll have an option to change it to something else. HD, or I forget the options, but HD and 4K are two of the options. It'll depend on what version of iPhone you have too. But you can also change the frame rate there too, from 30 to 60. Now, I don't think you can do 4K 60. It's either 4K 30 or 24 frames, or 1080, 24, 30, or 60. Like, there's several options. I always use 4K 30. If you ask somebody who makes movies or is a cinematographer, they'll tell you to use 24 frames per second. That's typically what movies are made in, that you'd see at the movie theater, 24 frames. And my understanding is that that's just a more natural motion, what your eye typically sees, like as far as motion blur goes and things like that. Whereas if you speed up like 30 frames per second, I mean, it's close, but 60 frames per second is double. So you need twice the storage space, first of all, for the same video at twice the frame rate. It means 60 frames. There's 60 pictures in every second of video. So 60 photos to make 1 second of video. That's what 60 frames per second means. 60 frames per second. There you go. Melanie's here. How you doing, Melanie? Diane? Did I say your last name right? Sorry. Good to see you here. Hi, Rob. Still grinding in this saturated niche. Lucky in love slots. Saturated niche of ours, but just hit 6,000 subs. Way to go. Congrats. Next goal, 10K. Great content as always. Awesome. Good luck. Good luck on reaching that goal. Melanie says you did. And fun fact, Diane is my middle name. Okay, very good. Well, fun fact, the Maritimer is not my last name. Not at all. It's what I am. Question. Asking a second time, so I've already answered. Sorry, no worries. What are you using for the live view overlay today? Thanks and congrats. I will show you. 1 second. Let me grab my phone and select phone. So now you see what my phone is seeing, okay? So there's my Ecamm Live. All right, that's the streaming software I'm using. And that right there is a Google tab, all right? Like a Chrome tab, all right? That is, I am basically doing a screen capture of that here on in Ecamm Live. So I've created an overlay, okay? That's basically taking a shot of this and putting it here, all right? So if that makes sense. So then where do I get that? And let me just put this back on this little tripod. What I do to get that, I will show you by sharing my screen. If we come in here and go to Analytics, it's got to load. Here we go. Here's the Analytics page. Right here, under Real Time, it says See Live Count. So I'll click on See Live Count. There it is. So just go into your YouTube studio and click on that See Live Count, and you will be able to get that, and you can resize it. You can put it on another monitor if you want. That's how I do it. So there you go. There you go. Alrighty. Follow up, I tend to vlog me and my daughter's adventures at theme parks. What is the best setting to record on an iPhone? Cool, that sounds like a fun idea. I mean, if I were doing it, I'd probably just use the same thing I always use, which is 4K 30. That's what I shoot in. So if you find you don't have enough storage space for that, then maybe go down to 1080p, I suppose. I like to think more in terms of like who your viewers are and how are they watching your videos. In my case, a lot of people watch my videos on TV. So I think it's important that my videos be in 4K for that reason. My iPhone won't do 4K 60, I don't believe. 30 is fine. And 30 is more natural anyways. 24 is even more natural, but I don't know why I chose 30. Again, I'm not an expert in that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would get in the habit of always using the same settings because then it's easier on your own brain. But for instance, if I wanted to capture something in slow motion, let's say for B-roll, then I would bump my frame rate up to 60. I'd bring the 4K down to 1080 because that's what my camera does, 1080 60. But you can bring a 1080 video into a 4K canvas and just make it bigger to fill the screen. That's no problem. But then at least if I film it in 60, then I can slow it down to half speed and there still will be 30 frames in every second and it will be smooth. Okay, smooth slow motion. So that would be the only time I go to 60 frames per second. How do you cope when video gets loads of comments, as in keeping up with replying? I had a Facebook reel go a bit viral this week, 260,000 views. Awesome. Way to go, Lisa. How do you cope? You get faster at answering the comments. I still try to answer all my comments, and you know, I just get faster at it the more I do it. Sometimes I will admit I cheat and use the suggested. You know, if somebody just leaves like 4 or 5 word thing and there's an appropriate response, I'll just click that and move on. I give a heart, thumbs up, click, move on. But other than that, I do try to answer all of them. So, but to me, it's not a chore because to me that's part of what I do. I get a lot of my video ideas from the comments that I get from you guys. A lot of the comments are questions. A lot of them are just. Some of them are correcting me. Sometimes, believe it or not, I don't know everything. So I will say something in a video and then someone will call me out on it and say, Rob, you're not right. That was wrong. Here's the right thing. And in which case I would probably do a little bit of research, more than I obviously did before I made the video, see if this person is right or not. And if I'm in fact wrong, then I have made follow-up videos to correct myself. And right? So, but that's good. I don't look at that as a bad thing. I'll be the first to tell you that I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. Like I am just sharing what I know or what I think I know and going from there, right? I'm not always right, believe it or not. I do get some things wrong. Whoops, I spilled that. So yeah, how do I cope? I just, it's just part of what I do and I enjoy doing it. So there you go. Phew, I didn't miss it. No, you didn't miss it. Cool, that's a cool idea and a unique way to use the overlay. Here I was thinking it was a special bot. No, it's not a special bot. It's just, yeah, it's just an overlay. And the updating live that I have below that is just a rounded, all built in Ecamm, a rounded corner, blue rectangle that I'm hiding some of it underneath the screen grab overlay and some text. I just built that all. No special bot. Ecamm. You're an Ecamm user too, Melanie. I'll tell you what I'm waiting for, and I don't know if it was you that did it. I think somebody else made a video about it. I am waiting for how do I live stream to Shorts feed and live stream feed at the same time. I want to be able to do that. I tried it once and I couldn't do it because I don't think my Ecamm could do it yet. But anyways, If you figured that out, I need to go check out, make a video on it, and I'll go check it out. Ecamm is amazing. I love it. I do too. It's awesome. It is awesome. And for the longest time, I used the $20 a month version of it, which is all I needed. But then when I got into, I've done some Zoom integrations with it where I brought on several people. Many months ago, it might be 6 months ago now, I brought on 3 other creators, and the 4 of us had like a round table. And the way I brought them in is through Zoom, and then I brought them in one at a time. And for that integration, you need I'm stuttering. You need the $40 plan. So that's what I'm on now. And also the Christmas special I did. I had 10 other people kind of waiting in a Zoom waiting room, right? And I brought one on at a time, and that was a lot of fun. All right. Quick follow-up. What mode do you shoot in with your iPhone? Cinematic or something else? Not cinematic, just regular video. Regular video mode. That's all I do. Yeah. I don't love cinematic. Cinematic tries to give you the blurry background without using the proper lens to do that, right? Because a proper lens to do that would be a big lens, and the iPhone's not that thick. So they use software to try to blur the lens. But, if you're moving around a bit, you can see the edges aren't perfect and stuff. And I don't know. So I don't bother with that. Just regular iPhone. Cinematic is great for photos because there's no movement. So you don't, I think it looks good in photos. But I don't love the look in a video myself. So just regular. And my phone is the iPhone 16 Pro Max is what I use. For over a year now. Before last January, it was the 14 Pro Max, which almost every bit as good. I've not noticed an upgrade in this phone from the 14. They're both awesome. He turns on monetization after the live stream is over. Yes, I do, Heidi. Yep. Somebody asked that. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, do you monetize the live feeds? Yeah, no, I don't. Turn it on after. If I had monetization on right now, I would be interrupted by ads for you, and I don't want that for you. I don't do these lives to make money. I do these lives to be helpful, to build trust, to build a community, and that eventually turns into clients through my coaching program, courses, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's why I do that. You probably said it earlier. Is that bourbon? Nope. This is gin with diet ginger ale and a splash of cranberry pineapple juice. I'm trying to get in the mood of going south, which I'm doing on Tuesday. Not bourbon. I'm not a bourbon drinker. See, question, does YouTube Studio allow you to share screens during live streams? Down at the bottom center, have you ever used YouTube Studio to share your screen during live streams? I did in a test, not in a test, but it was kind of a test. So I've made a course, live streaming made easy, and one of the videos in there I showed how to live stream from YouTube Studio without using like Ecamm or anything else. And yes, you can share your screen. It's just that you don't have the control of where to put your picture-in-picture, right? Like it is going to be in the lower right, like my face, and you can't crop it in around the corners and all this stuff and other overlays and all that. It's just very basic. So if you want that extra control and the ability to create good-looking scenes with overlays and like, well, for instance, this one here, I share my screen, but I've also got this camera, right? This one here, this one here is my iPhone, but it's also my camera, right? I've got 2 cameras on one scene, and I've also got the ticker counter overlay. So all that complex scene building, you can't do with YouTube Studio, but you can do it in Ecamm Live. So. And we've got a super chat, Melanie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Melanie. Thank you so much. for your generosity. That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you like the live streams. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I'm not typically all that good on the super chats. Sometimes some get by me. This is cool. So I've been live for almost 2 hours. We still have 176 people here. This is so cool. We're up over 100 subscribers for the day. We were at 529. Yep, 529. So 109 new subscribers so far today, which is awesome. Thank you guys. Not sure we're going to be able to make the 100,000 before I go away. We're real close. I go away Monday, supper time. But if this happens before then, I will be live for that. And if it happens by Monday morning, I will then, as I say, jump in the ocean here in Nova Scotia, Canada. And get that on film. I won't do that live, but I will record that. I'm going to get some good B-roll out of that. Jumped on the treadmill. Thanks for keeping me company. Awesome. I'm happy we're able to help you with your workout routine. Gin and juice. Pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. Question, are you giving a freebie for that one person who is your 100,000th subscriber? I've got no way to know who that will be. It'd be cool to know, but no, I don't. There's no way for me to know who it is. Rob needs the pixelated sunglasses on when he drinks his gin and juice. Yes. Yeah, I do. I don't have any. Would take me a year to gain 109 subs. Well, yeah, it took me a year to gain my first 109 too, so that's the way it goes. Growth accelerates. Remember that. As long as you keep making videos and as long as you keep trying to get better at making them and better at holding on to viewers for longer in your videos, as long as you keep doing, and as long as you keep making your videos all for the same group of people, right? Stay within your niche. Growth accelerates. Remember that. Growth accelerates. It took me 3.5 years to get to 3,000 subscribers, but then it only took me a month to get to 20,000. And then it took, my last year went from 30 to 90,000. So it accelerates. It's all over the place. I started my channel this week, batch recorded 5 videos and plan to publish 1 a week. Thinking of doing live stream 1 a week as well. Awesome. Way to go, Rob. That's awesome. Love the fact that you want to go live as well. That will really help. Live streams plus videos, they feed off each other, helps grow your channel. Make yourself available to your viewers. They will love you for it. They'll appreciate it. Awesome. I'm putting some IKEA shelving together, Melanie says. Fun. I've done that many times. Enjoy that. Get Rob to 100K today. I don't think it's going to happen today. That would be amazing if it did. It would be probably my best day ever. Question, will you have someone with you in case of emergency, correct? Yes, I'm hoping to. Well, yes, no, I will. I just don't know who it will be yet. It was going to be my daughter, but I don't know if she can make it. So maybe my son. Does it help when live streaming if you have viewers get high XP? Oh, the points. I don't. Oops. I had to reload the page. I don't know. I don't know if that works or if that. I don't think that matters. Honestly, I don't think it does. Okay, my page just reset. I hope you guys can still hear me. I am almost 1 year in and I am at 825 subscribers. 6 months ago, they seemed out of reach. Keep going, everyone. Absolutely. Yeah, if you've got 825 after a year, that's a faster pace than my start, Steve. So good on you. That's awesome. What about the 4,000 hours? So yeah, it all depends on whether you stick with it or not. In my case, I think I was at 3,200 subscribers before I hit my 4,000 watch hours. And yeah, so for me, it took me just over 3.5 years. But it only took me like a month to go from 3,000 to 4,000. Like, it's different for everybody. It really is. It depends how intentional you are at making content. how within your niche you stay, how much people want to see the videos you're making, right? All those things have a play. Yes, I can hear you. Awesome. I am your 99,641st subscriber. Awesome. Pawan Main Alley. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. Hello, Rob. Thank you for your honest, down-to-earth encouragement and tips. We really appreciate it. We live way down south in Tasmania, Australia, and have a new channel on how to renovate your home. Cool. That sounds cool. So you're in the middle of summer now. Very cool. For some reason, I woke up in the middle of the night, and on the TV, which I left on, was a documentary on the Tasmanian devils. They look like vicious little creatures. I blew the 4,000 hours out of the water in a few months, but took me years to get to 1,000 subs. That's interesting. Most people I talk to have a harder time with the watch hours than the subscribers. But again, there's no normal, right? Everybody is different. It depends on your content, depends how much you engage with your audience, all the things, right? Lisa's Life Online. At what point in your journey did you consider yourself a YouTuber? That's a good question. It's kind of subjective, I guess. I mean, privately, I was a YouTuber the minute I uploaded one video. I guess outwardly, I would be considered a YouTuber. I don't know. I mean, again, it's different for everybody. For me, I guess once I went full time and I was a full-time YouTuber earning a full-time income from it, then I guess I'm a YouTuber. I feel like content creator is a better term, a little more mature term, I suppose, maybe. Not that there's anything wrong with the term YouTuber. That's what I am. So, yeah, when I got full-time. But I mean, honestly, like you can call yourself a YouTuber as soon as you upload one video. You're a YouTuber, right? If you think about all the people who are on YouTube that watch YouTube, what percentage of them actually upload videos to YouTube? What percentage of them have ever uploaded even a single video? Not many. So, yeah, upload your first video and you are in good company. Like there's very few of you who have done that. So that's something to be proud about when you do. Mariella, yay, got to see you twice this week. That's right. Hopefully 3 times. Actually, the next one might be Monday, but it might be Sunday. With any luck, it could be Sunday. Who knows? Gotta run, Rob. Robert Weller, have a great trip. Thanks, Robert. Take care. I like content creator better as well. Yeah, I think it just sounds a little bit more mature, I think. Hey, Muddy Toes. How you doing? Why have I got 4,000 hours very quickly but only 80 subs? You must be making content that people can watch for hours without turning it off. Like I picture music channels being like that. I picture, like I've got a YouTube channel on right now out in my rec room on a TV, just playing piano music, right? Just chill music in the background. I've got my door shut. Yes, I do. Had to check. Right. So that's been playing for 10 hours today. So somebody's getting a whole lot of watch hours, but they're not getting any engagement from me. So it really depends on your content, what kind of content you're making. What kind of posting schedule would you recommend? Once a week or multiple videos a week? What about video length? So yeah, I get asked this a lot. It's really settle on a schedule that works for you. Is my main piece of advice. If you want to grow a channel, I feel like 1 video a week is a good place to start. If you can do more than that, then great. If your videos are longer, then maybe you don't have to post as often. When I say longer, I mean, I don't know, maybe over 20 minutes, over half an hour for sure would be a longer video. If your videos are only 5 minutes long, then maybe 2, maybe even 3 times a week. That's kind of how, when I really got intentional about it, I was going 3 videos a week, but my videos averaged probably 5 to 8 minutes. They were how-to videos, how to edit videos. And I got a system down that allowed me to make them fairly quickly. That's how I was able to do that. And I also went live once a week. So, but you know, if my videos are longer, then perhaps, you know, think of it this way too. If you're making hour-long videos, then I think it would be asking too much of your audience to watch 2 of those a week. That's probably too much to edit too. That's a lot. I've had my channel for 10 years, just starting to get serious last year. LOL. Very, very good. No time like the present. I was shocked when I seen Rob on live. Yeah. Yeah. I have nothing better to do tonight. Thought I'd go live. Although my drink's getting a little low, I might have to go make another one. Is using free non-copyright music sound actually safe for YouTube copyright policy? Depends where you get your music. So I get mine from Epidemic Sound, and if you're interested, I have a link below that'll give you a discount. Epidemic Sound has a very good system. If you ever do get in trouble with copyright, Epidemic Sound basically holds your hand and gets it solved for you. Right? There's a form you can fill out through them. And that only happened to me. It might have happened to me the first time I used one of their songs. But because it's all automated, right? It's automated, and sometimes the automation gets it wrong. But, you know, sign up to Epidemic Sound. You tell it, okay, this is my channel, Rob the Maritimer. So, you know, that helps, right? But, for example, if you use music from a place that they say, oh, you can use my music, it's free, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean you can monetize a video that you use that music on. Like I've heard of people using music from CapCut that even though CapCut says it's free, you go put it in a video and put your video on YouTube, and all of a sudden you get a copyright notice saying you don't own this music. What often happens as well with these lo-fi music stations, what often happens is they want you to put their music in your videos. They say it's free, and it is, but they want you to because they own the music, and the systems are in place where they can say, okay, great, they're using my music. I now want to earn the money from that video. You can't, even though it's free music to use, it doesn't mean you can earn, you know, you can earn revenue from YouTube from that. It doesn't mean you can monetize that video. The owner of the music can monetize the video, right? So you have to be careful. Any radio station, YouTube type music station, I shouldn't say any, but any that I've come across, they say you can use their music, but you can't if you want to monetize your video, okay? But you can monetize your video with Epidemic Sound or any of the other reputable companies that you have to pay for, right? That's the key. Anything that's free, it's probably not free, with one exception that I can think of, and that's YouTube's own library of music that they make available to you. You can use that for free. It's just that their selection of music is not as robust as like audio or Epidemic Sound or Storyblocks or anything like that. I would recommend posting less and more effort per video. Yep, that's great advice. Actually, great advice. I like that. Subscribe if you're not already. Let's get Rob to 100K. 642, still climbing. Awesome. Not going to get there tonight, though. I don't think so, barring a miracle. Going to get 4,000 watch hours tonight or tomorrow morning with 1.2 thousand subscribers. Any tips? What? Going to get 4K hours tonight or tomorrow morning with 1.2 thousand subscribers. Any tips? I don't understand the question. If you're going to get 4,000 hours tonight and 1,200 subs, then you can get monetized. My tip would be make sure you've applied to the YouTube Partner Program because it doesn't just happen when you reach those milestones. You actually have to apply. So click through in your YouTube Studio, the Earn tab, and make sure you've applied so that you can get that ball rolling. And congrats. Catherine's here. How you doing, Catherine? Good to see you. Epidemic Sound is pretty great. Yes, I agree. I've been with them for at least 2 years, maybe 3, and I love them. All right. I'm 52, been on YouTube for 8 months, and I got 186 subs. Way to go, Mariella. That's awesome. Question, when you do monetize, do you have to go through all your old videos and switch on monetization for each? I don't remember. I don't think so. I think you can. I think there's a switch that you can turn them all on. I think there must be. There must be. If we go to content, So monetization is on for these. You could probably select like all videos, more actions. Ooh, delete forever? No, don't want to do that. Edit, monetization. There. Yeah, you can select all your videos and turn them on or off like that. I want to get out of here. I don't like, this is like a nuclear spot that I'm in here. X that out. So there you go. There you go. Phew, got out of there without blowing up my channel. How do you apply to the YouTube program? The Earn tab. If you go to the Earn tab, again, that's here in your YouTube studio, go to Earn, right? And it would be in here. It'd be in here somewhere. So I haven't signed up for the shopping one. That's the only one I haven't done. But there would be a button in there somewhere that says apply. If I recall, that's how it was. It's been, I applied, I think, like a year before I was eligible. So it's been quite a while. I would have felt so bad if you deleted all your videos. Yeah, Steven, I would have blamed you. Just kidding. I use YouTube Music for my shorts, have been unable to figure out how to use it for long form videos. Is that an option? I think what I've heard is that YouTube has a different library for your long form videos than they do for the shorts. There may be some overlap. There may be some songs that are in both. Yeah, no, I've never done that. I do all that in my video editing in Camtasia or Final Cut. I bring in Epidemic Sound music that way. But you should be able to download from the library of music in YouTube. I'm just not exactly sure how to do that. Just bought a MacBook Air. I can try it out this weekend. Do you have any time on Saturday? What's this? Oh, Mariella. Very good. You guys are, yeah, you guys do you. Awesome. You said you're using StreamYard, right? No, I'm using Ecamm Live. E-C-A-M-M Live. It's only available for Mac, but it's awesome. If you use a Mac, it's awesome. StreamYard is StreamYard is not software. It's browser-based app, I guess, that you can use from a Mac or PC, right? StreamYard is an option. I used to use that a few years ago, but it's been a while. At the time, the video quality wasn't as good, even though it was 1080p. Maybe it's different now. I don't know. I don't use that now. But I mean, there are other options. Ecamm is a paid software, but again, I love it. I swear by it. But there's free options like OBS or Meld Studio is another one. There's Restream is another browser-based one. There's several ways. Or you just do it from YouTube Studio, right? YouTube Studio, you could stream, and that's totally free. It's just that you can't set up custom scenes in YouTube Studio. That's all. Let's see. Congrats watching from Vietnam. That's cool. Welcome, Vietnam. I do like adding music with an outro video. I learned that from Melanie Diane. Awesome. Yeah, cool. It's one thing I probably should set up on this. I've never really set up an outro. I have an intro. My intro is just I created a scene with my iPhone that has a countdown timer. And I put music to it. So that's an intro, I guess. But I've never created an outro or even transitions between scenes. I have not really gotten into that. There's a lot more you can do with Ecamm than I have done with it. Hey Rob, you're on today. Nice. Would you consider doing a video on your numbers that are not your earning, like annual CTR, retention rate, etc.? Would help set a target for some of us. Yeah, I could get into that a little bit more. I think I have talked about that a bit, but yeah, there's so many things I could make videos about. It's hard sometimes to narrow it down. Just went in and looked at iMovie and looked at CapCut, trying to learn how to edit my own videos. Feels a bit overwhelming. Do you have any advice? My advice would be to pick one and get good at one. They all do the same thing, right? They all The types of videos that I make, I consider them, well, I don't want to call them low effort, but low editing effort, if you will, like not highly edited. My videos are not highly edited. You're not going to see a bunch of flashy things, high tech masking and all this stuff. I don't get into that. I just, that's a lot of time, a lot of work to make videos like that. And honestly, I feel like that is so yesterday. Like that's the way YouTube used to be, the flashy, there's still channels like that. I mean, Mr. Beast is still doing really well, and that's the kind of videos he makes. It's just, for me and the people I help, it's all about your story and sharing your story, talking to the camera naturally, like it's your friend, getting good at that. That's a skill. It takes a while to get good at that, but the more you practice it, the better you get at it. And because I believe that's what people want to see more and more. People being real. People are going on YouTube to connect with other people these days, not necessarily just to be entertained. There's a group of people that, I mean, not just a small group, but yes, there's a demographic of people that's what they do. They go to YouTube to be entertained, right? That's a thing. A lot of people go to YouTube to learn how to do things. I do. I use it as a search engine. If I have to change a light, like change a light fixture or something, I want to remind myself how not to electrocute myself, I might YouTube that, right? How to change the plunger in the back of a toilet, I might figure that out on YouTube. So people turn to YouTube to search, but people also turn to YouTube to connect with other people, and they may want to learn how to do something, but they might like the way somebody talks about that, and they just want to listen to somebody, and they get to know them, and they become, it's like they're a friend, a familiar face and stuff like that. So I feel like that is in demand right now, videos like that. So if you can put yourself out there and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about, and it's got to be something you're passionate about, I think that's important. Otherwise, you might just get bored of it or burn out and not be interested anymore. So yeah. What was I saying? Real, authentic, be yourself makes it so much easier. Easier on the edit. Leave your mistakes in. Then you don't have to edit them out. Then editing is quicker. And people don't mind mistakes. It means you're human, right? And people like that. So that makes it easier on you to make the videos, and that's what people want to watch. So anyway, why did I go down that rabbit hole? Yeah. Sorry. My point was, this is for you, doing life with Miss Mary. My point was, all of these video editing programs, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, iMovie, Camtasia, CapCut, all of them can make the videos that I make. I could use any one of those to make the videos that I make. So my point is, pick one and stick with it and get good at it. That's, there are some that are easier than others, and some that you could really level up and do some pretty fantastic things. Like high-end ones would be like Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve. Easier ones to learn would be like Camtasia, CapCut, iMovie, right? Free is also a thing, right? iMovie is free. DaVinci Resolve has a free version, right? But some of them are harder to, right? So yeah, I understand it can be overwhelming. Honestly, if you mentioned iMovie and CapCut, if you've got iMovie, I would start with that. And if you really like that, and if you then find yourself getting handcuffed with that, and you want to do more than it can do, the natural upgrade path from iMovie would be Final Cut Pro. That's also a Mac, made by Apple, right? So you could do that. That's probably what I would suggest. Good luck. Question, what do you mean by the YouTube music library is not that robust? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I honestly don't know. That's what I've heard, that it doesn't have as much selection as like an Epidemic Sound. And I don't even know what the numbers are. I mean, I don't know if it's tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of music titles on Epidemic Sound. You don't have near that much selection in the YouTube library. I believe. Okay, now prove me wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I believe. But I haven't used YouTube Library, so maybe I shouldn't say that. StreamYard has recently upgraded their video encoder, so the output is much better than it was. Still maxes 1080. Oh, good to know, Melanie. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, my son told me about that years ago when I first started. Where did your message go? It disappeared. Where'd it go? Yeah, my son is a gamer, right? And he streams on Twitch and he uses OBS. And he would tell me at the time, and this would have been 2022, I think, that I used StreamYard. He says, like, what are your settings? What's your bit rate? And I said, I don't know. It's StreamYard. They do that. I selected 10. I upgraded to pay for the extra 1080p. I know that. And he says, well, it doesn't look as good as 1080p. And yeah. So, but that was then. Okay. So if they've upgraded things, then awesome. That sounds good. Oh, there it is. Okay. Still maxes 1080p. Yeah, I wouldn't stream higher than 1080p anyways. Like, I don't know. Can I stream at 4K with Ecamm? I'm not sure. But I can tell you this. My upload speed here in my house is maxed at 15 megabits per second. So I think I need 6-ish in order to stream at 1080p. And if I wanted to stream to 2 different places, I would need 12, right? And I max out at 15. That doesn't leave a lot of room. You guys may see more buffering if I tried to do that. So streaming at 4K is not an option for me because 4K would be 4 times the size of 1080p, right? So yeah, I think 1080p for streaming is just fine. Good morning, Vietnam. Cheers to your efforts for keeping going. Thank you very much. I use the outro to add comments at the end, as Melanie always did that. I think people really like seeing their name pop up at the end. Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Ecamm, and actually one of the things I loved about StreamYard too. You can pop messages up on the screen. Where's your message? Let's go. So Joanne, right there's a message just like that. Let's answer that question. Do you think there are more how-tos available for Camtasia or others like Final Cut Pro? I would say, I mean, I've made a lot of how-tos on Camtasia on my channel, but so one sec. I believe, I don't know the numbers, but I believe Final Cut Pro is much more widely used than Camtasia. Camtasia was my take on it is it was kind of a niche thing. It was more of a screen capture, record yourself and your screen at the same time and make a presentation video. That's kind of what it was for. It has since evolved into a video editing app, right? I use Camtasia. I don't record through Camtasia like it was meant to be. I don't even record my screen on Camtasia. When I make a how-to video, I still use Ecamm or OBS or something to record my screen, my camera to record me on the SD card, and then I put that all together in Camtasia and I edit it and make it look the way I want it to look, picture in picture and all that stuff. And I could do that with any video editing program. But that's how Camtasia started. And in my previous life, when I was making web hosting how-to tutorials, how to create an email address and all this stuff, back when I had a hosting company and when I had a business that made tutorials for hosting companies, I used Camtasia to make that. So I got really good at Camtasia 12 years ago, right? And I've just never left it. I've just always used it. So that then became the natural program for me to start making videos on how to use it on my YouTube channel, right? That's why I started with Camtasia. I have since, I've bought Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and I've used some of these too just to see the difference, and there's a difference. But I will stand by the fact that I think Camtasia is one of the easier ones to learn how to use. things like, animating things across the screen. So easy with a little animation arrow in Camtasia, whereas you have to use keyframes and stuff in the other programs. You could do more with the other programs. Camtasia is a little simpler, but sometimes that's all you need, right? That's how I grew this channel. We're going backwards in the counter. I thought we were up to 640. We lost 4 subscribers. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, going the wrong way. All right, let's see what else we got. QQQ. I probably shouldn't be on too much longer, but having fun. There's still 165 of you here. Thank you for joining. So just an update. My plan this weekend is, if and when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I would love to be able to go live. And if it happens before Monday afternoon, I will. If it happens in the middle of the night, Saturday night, Sunday night into Monday, I'll go live. I'm going to set my alarm. If I'm go to bed and it looks like I'm 100 away, I probably won't go to bed, right? So once I'm within 50 or 30 or 20 or something like that, I plan to go live. As long as it happens before I get on an airplane to go south, which is Monday night. Okay, so that's the thing we're dealing with. So that's my plan. If that doesn't happen before Monday afternoon, the next time I go live will be Monday afternoon. I usually go live Tuesdays, but this coming week, on Tuesday, I will be on a plane. So Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern, I'm going live again. Okay, so that's the plan. And then, yeah, the other part is I'm going to jump in the ocean after I hit 100,000. I'm going to make a video about that. That's just the way I'm marking this, celebrating it. It'll be fun. If this happens before Monday morning, I will jump in the ocean Monday afternoon, and then perhaps show you some of that in the Monday's live stream. Okay, that's kind of the plan. But it may not happen. At the rate I'm going right now, it's looking like it might be Monday morning, Monday afternoon, but who knows? Who knows? My next video is going to come out Monday. I've already got it made. It's already uploaded and scheduled. Monday morning, 10 a.m. It's going to go out. So there you go. I lost 2 subscribers yesterday, and that's 10% of my total. That sucks when that happens, but it's okay. It's okay. Be excited about subscribers you lose, because that means people left who aren't that interested in your stuff. You don't want them anyways. It's all good. You only want people who want to be there. Remember that. Very important. This live stream has cheered me up. Thanks for your positive attitude. No problem, Penny. I'm glad you're cheered up. If it's not too much, go live each night before you leave. That might be too much. I do have a life too. I do have other stuff. I'm going to have to pack at some point, actually. Am I a pilot? No, I am not a pilot. I am not well, I pile stuff here and I pile stuff there, but other than that, I don't fly planes. Har, har, har. Funny dad joke. Oh, my. Very good. Hi, guys. Hey, Daniel. How you doing? Good to see you. Must be bot clear out, Rob, Steve says. Yep, probably. 4 bots tried to get me over the 100K hump, and they got caught, so they got deleted. That'll drive you crazy. Stop watching the counter. You stop watching the counter. We're all watching the counter. Where is the star of the channel? She's actually not in the office. She was not here when I started. She's, I don't know, probably eating. That's a good question. Are there any perks to hitting 100,000 subs other than the shiny plaque you can hang on the wall? Nope, that's it. That is it. It doesn't mean you make any more money. There's no bonus that comes with it. It doesn't mean you're going to get, your videos pushed out anymore. Nothing like that at all. It's really just a vanity metric. They recognize it by sending you that plaque, that wall art, and that'll be cool to get. That's it. So, but that's why I try to tell people, don't get too hung up on the number of subscribers. It really doesn't matter. Like, you could have a channel with 100,000 subscribers that gets, 5,000 views a day, and you can have another channel of the same subscriber number that gets 100 views a day, or one that gets 20,000 views a day, right? Like there's no correlation. And it's the views you get per day coupled with the RPM of your videos. Those two things together is what dictates how much money you make from YouTube, right? Not the subscriber count at all. And in fact, when you make videos and put them up on YouTube, like your subscribers don't all necessarily get notified of that either, right? It's only the ones that watch your videos that do. So it used to be that it was really important to subscribe to a channel so that you're notified of all their videos, right? Well, if you're subscribed to 200 channels, you're not going to get notified of all of their videos, right? In fact, YouTube may recommend some videos for you from creators that you're not subscribed to, if it's a channel that you watch regularly. And that's kind of why I made the video earlier this week that said, hey, if you enjoy my videos and you watch my videos, do me a favor and check to see if you're subscribed. Because just because you're always notified of my videos, that doesn't mean you're subscribed. That just means you watch my videos. So it doesn't matter as much as people think. But getting the play button will be cool. Hitting that number for a numbers guy, a kind of a stats geek like me, it's cool. But so I'm going to celebrate it, right? Like I do stand by that. I think it's important that you set goals and that you celebrate them when they happen. Okay, so I did set a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers. There was no timeline or anything, just I wanted to get there. I got there. So now I have to set other goals, right? It's always good to have goals, and when you reach them, you acknowledge them, you celebrate them, mark the moment, right? Mark the moment. It's important. When you hit 100K, what will Peanut get? She has supported you since you were a 0 subber. Don't burn her friendship when you hit the bigs. Yeah, I'll bring her with me to the big. We'll go to the bigs together, Muddy Toes. She's probably a bigger part of this than I am. Is there an ocean where you're going for you to jump into? I don't think it will be after Tuesday, but yeah, that right there is the Atlantic Ocean, the North Atlantic, right? So I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada. That's pretty north. It's not warm out there right now, but that's okay. I'm not actually gonna jump. I'm probably gonna run and dive from the beach, and then I'm gonna get out probably faster than I went in. That is the plan. Sorry, I had deleted that and posted it again. Oh, no worries. Subs are a vanity metric, with the caveat that a channel with thousands bring in authority makes you a legit to Joe public. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, and also like brands, like if brands, like if you want to get a brand deal, you want to get sponsored by a company to make videos, and they pay you to make videos where you make an ad for them. They look at the number of subscribers that you get, but they probably also look at how many views you get over a period of time, right? That's publicly available knowledge as well. I just use the vidIQ extension, and you can do a little bit of math to figure out how many views a channel gets in a month or over whatever number of days, and divide that out. So yeah, things like that people look at for sure. Hey, Rob, I have a question. Shoot, Kiwi Spiller, what's your question? Hey, Rob, off topic. How are you staying fit? Well, thank you for thinking I'm fit. I could always get fitter. I walk a lot. I went for an 8K walk. I regularly go for 8-kilometer walks. So what's that, 5 miles? Most days. And I do a little bit of working out here in the house. I don't go to a gym or anything. But I've got like a couple of calisthenics things. I do some workouts most mornings, but most of it is walking. I do a lot of walking, and I used to run. I've run a couple times this year, but not much. When it gets nicer and warms up and the trail clears, the snow clears away, I might get back into that. Just 5, 8K runs, something like that. Yeah, that's important too, I think. I do a lot of my thinking when I'm out on my walks or runs. Put the AirPods in and I will think about videos. Honestly, I'll think about a title. How am I going to open up this next video? And I'm always thinking about YouTube. Maybe I'm crazy. I have a channel that got monetized a week ago and now it's shadow banned and it's not getting any impressions and it's hard for it to get even one view. Yeah, there's no way for me to know why that might have happened. You know, all I can suggest is just keep making videos for your audience, and try not to confuse YouTube. Right? Try not to confuse YouTube by making videos for things off topic. Like stay within your niche and be consistent. Don't ever sit back and say, "Oh, I monetized now. Let's watch the money roll in." Doesn't happen that way. You have to keep making content, right? So that's the way that works. Kate does nature. Walking is much better on the knees and feet than running. I learned that the hard way. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, you're right. Actually, swimming is even better, but I don't have a pool nearby, and I'm not going to swim laps out in the ocean right now. That's for sure. Yeah, walking is definitely better on the knees. I'm not small either. Like I'm 240 pounds, so that's a lot of weight to be landing on my knees. That's why I like running on the trail. It's like a little bit of give, anyways. It's like a gravel bed instead of concrete or asphalt, right? That a little harder on the knees. Rob, did you see my essay length question? Would love your input. No, I did not. Adam Gregory, let me search your name. I'm a business owner in the UK and want to help people not make mistakes that I have over the decade of experience I've got. What's your question? Been thinking of starting a channel for a while. I'm not getting it, sorry. I think I'm going to have to say your question's too long. I'm not taking it in. I'm sorry. Shorten your question and I'll answer it as best as I can. I hope that's okay. I saw the dance, Rock the Dots. Dance. Did you see? I'm missing some things, I think. That's okay. For your videos, don't use channel intros. 27 seconds until your video starts is too long. People will click away. Oh, okay, sorry. You were talking to somebody else. Yep, that's true. Absolutely true. I don't love intros at all, actually. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that I don't like them for growing a channel. They're not going to help. Again, that's the video. The video that I got coming out Monday is titled, "No One Cares Who You Are." And that's what an intro is all about. An intro. This is me. This is what I do. This is, right? You don't need any of that. You just get right to the point. Because people will leave otherwise. You're not, when you make a YouTube video, you're not at a party introducing yourself. Okay? People don't care what your channel's about or anything about you if they've just clicked on a random video, which hopefully, like, that's the goal. When you make a video, you don't want it just shown to your subscribers. You want it to reach a wider audience. Okay? That's a successful video will reach a wider audience. So, if you're having a successful video reaching a wider audience, people who have not seen you before, right? If they click in there and the first thing they see is you introducing yourself and what your name is and where you live and what you do, and they're gone. They're going to leave. They don't care, right? So because of that, that video is not going to be successful, right? So if you want to introduce yourself, do it at the end of a video. Because at the end of the video, who's still watching? The people probably interested in who you are, right? People at the beginning, right? At the end, you may only have 20% of the people left, but it's 20% who really want to know who you are and what else you're going to make. So keep that in mind. Rob the Marathoner, over 2 hours live. Yeah. Yeah, I probably shouldn't stay too much longer. Are you a Capricorn by chance that you're such a stats geek? Nope. Nope. I am Sagittarius. I don't even know what Capricorn is when I'm not, I don't know the signs, but I know mine. I'm Sagittarius. December. Let's see. What camera do you use for your YouTube channel, and can you show it on TV? So when I make my videos outside, I use this, my iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I use that camera, not the selfie one. I don't care about seeing myself. I just care about my eyes looking into the lens. Yeah, I just use that when I'm outside, which is most of my videos. Right now, I'm using a Sony ZV-E10. That's what I'm using right here. But it doesn't leave my office. It's basically bolted to my desk. Okay. Yeah, it's been 2.5 hours. Let's see. Oh, I almost missed that. Super chat. Amy, thank you so much. Or super thanks. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Amy. Very kind and generous of you. Let's see. Question, Steve, do you plan to celebrate 100K with your family in some way? They'll be excited for you. I don't know. Probably just having another drink. I mean, I was hoping my daughter could be there with me for the jump in, but other than that, no. I mean, they know it's not a big deal. This is my thing, right? It's not so much everybody else. I'm not going to make a huge... I'm making a big deal of it with you guys only because I want you guys to get here too. And I want you guys to make... That's the deal. Like, okay, hopefully I'm going to get there in the next few days or whatever, and I'm going to jump in the ocean, and I'm doing this live. Well, this is your cue to level up what I'm doing when you get there. Okay, so when you get to 100K, think about it. What are you going to do? How are you going to celebrate it? Right? I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today who's got a channel, and I said the same thing to him. Hey, you're probably less than a year behind me. You're going to have to top what I do, right? So think that way. Hey Rob, what is your video CTR target and what is your retention percentage target in the first 30 seconds and whole video? My target? I think my CTR is around, I don't know, 5% on average. Usually 10%. Usually 10%, I guess. 10% on the first day. Like when a video first comes out, it's usually higher. Depends on the content though. If it's something that's really good, then it might be higher, 13%. But then it always comes down. When the people who really want to watch your video as soon as it comes out, once they're finished watching it, and then 2-3 days later, it usually falls down to the 5, 6, 4%, something like that. Average view duration, 35 to 40% on average for my videos, something like that. Let's see. I'm also Sagittarius. Very good. StreamYard versus Restream. I don't use either one of them. I use Ecamm. I've never used Restream. Rob, I want to do some remote interviews as well as my usual videos. Is Ecamm good for this as well? Thinking of Riverside in particular for the remote style interviews. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really done... I mean, the only remote interviews I've done are through live streams. And I've done Zoom calls. I use Zoom for that. But yeah, no, I hear Restream is good for that. Ecamm, I mean, Ecamm integrates with Zoom. So that's why I've kind of used that before. I've done like an interview and then kind of live streamed it as well. But Restream, I think they specialize in that. So you might want to look at that. Sure. My shorts make subscriber, but long videos don't. Do you know why? If you're making shorts that... that's the thing. If you make shorts... This is why I think, like, if you want to grow a channel, like a long form video channel, you got to be careful with shorts, right? Because like you'll want to make sure your shorts are perfectly aligned with your long form content, like they're the same. That's why the only shorts I make are typically clips from within my long form content, right? So, but like if you make shorts that are unrelated to your long form content, then you may get shorts subscribers. But the thing about getting subscribers from shorts is a lot of people watch shorts who never ever watch long form content at all. They spend their whole entire lives on their phones flipping through shorts. So that's the thing. That's the problem. That's why I rely on long form to get my subscribers, and I use shorts only for branding. Like, oh, because some long form viewers will spend some time on shorts periodically when they're bored or whatever. And I think it's a good idea if I show up in front of my subscribers every once in a while to remind them, hey, I'm still here. Come back and watch one of my videos sometime, right? That's really all I use shorts for. I don't want my shorts to go viral. That's not what, if I wanted to have shorts go viral, then what I would probably do is create a shorts channel, and then I would focus some of my time on that, and I would make them differently, right? So got to be mindful of that, I guess. First time in your live, I watch you all the time trying to grow my YouTube channel, transitioning from shorts to long. I have almost 10,000 subs from shorts. Then that might be hard to transition them to long form. You might need to start a new channel, all depending on what your content's all about. But you know, if your subs came from shorts, a lot of them may not ever watch. I just talked about this. Not a lot of them might never watch long form videos. So that's the challenge that you have. Do you recommend uploading a long form video every day? No, not necessarily. And I mean, unless it's really short, because that's a lot for people to watch. Depends on your strategy. I would develop a clear strategy as to what you want to do, and whatever you can do comfortably over a longer period of time, stick with that. That's what I would do. Go Lions. Indeed. Next year is their year. I'm an Aussie living in Russia based on your 2 other videos. What? No. You know what, guys? I think I'm running out of gas. I think I'm going to have to put a pin in this. Oh, Ty's here. 3:54 left. Yep. I'm getting close. 3:54. What were we at? I looked at this before. When I started this live, content live, I just have to go check the thumbnail. 584. So what's that? 16 and 46? 66, 62. 62 subs during this. That's pretty cool. What do you think if I do a challenge to go live for 30 days for 30 minutes each day? Yeah, go for it. Do it. I like that. I like that. It's something different, something new. As long as you have something to talk about all the time. That could be a fun thing to do. It's a great way to practice, right? Forcing yourself to go live like that is a great way to practice. You got this, Rob. Excited for you, sir. Thank you so much, Ty. Appreciate that. Beth says, can you go live? Can you build a channel on lives? Sure. You can. I'd have to think about how you would do that and what type of content you would be. I think lives work best as supporting long form videos, personally, or supporting shorts, depending on what your focus is, longs or shorts, whatever. The thing with lives is, like, here's the difference. You can make a long form video that has the potential to go viral and get many views over months, if not years. Okay, the potential is there, depending on your content and how good you are at making videos. But if you do lives regularly, say weekly, like I do, once you finish a live, you know, people may watch that on the replay, like all throughout the next week. But then the next week you go live again, then people can watch you live again. Like there's less. you're going to get less people going back and watching old live streams if you go live every week. You know what I mean? Unless you have a cool, like a good way to organize them, and everyone is a different topic, and you actually take the time to create a new thumbnail with the proper, thumbnail text and stuff like that, right? I don't do that. I have like one thumbnail that I typically use every week for all my lives, so they all kind of look the same, and the title of my lives are pretty much the same all the time. So mine won't ever, it would be too much work for me to actually go back through my lives and identify everything I talked about and try to come up with a title that fit that, right? I don't do that. Instead, I focus on making my videos different, each one. So my strategy involves both long form and lives. And it's not the lives that make me the money. It's the long form videos that make me the YouTube AdSense money. So less evergreen. Billy Reed says, yes, live streams are definitely less evergreen. Ty Myers, they'll let anyone in here. Yep, Ty got past the bouncers for sure. Greetings from Flight Quest. Is that a game? Close enough. Capricorn is from 22nd December to 20th of January. Okay, so I missed it by 4 days. I'm close to a Capricorn. December 18th is my birthday. Shorts attract. Long form gets subscribers. Lives build community. Love it. Yes, that's it in a nutshell. Yep, put a bow on that one and ship it. Rob, Peanut probably needs some attention by now. You're probably right. You're probably right. I got something in my eye. How'd that happen? Just sitting here. Don't you think it's impressive that it's been almost 3 hours and I'm still on the same drink? That was just melted ice, that last one. How did you add the live count to the corner? I did explain this earlier, but I completely understand if you haven't been here for 3 hours like I have. All I did is, oh, wrong screen. Wrong, I want to go to my phone, that one. There we go. So yeah, so now you're seeing me hold the phone, okay? Right there, I've got a little window open there showing the live ticker, the live sub counter, which I got from my YouTube studio. Everybody has that in their YouTube studio. And then I've basically created an overlay here in Ecamm Live. Okay, and I cropped it in to the right size, and I put that in Ecamm Live. And then if I show you my screen over here, YouTube Studio, if you go to YouTube Studio and the analytics page, wait for it to load. Here we go. Real time over here on the right side, see live count. Click that button. There it is. So I just moved that up to the other screen and created an overlay. And that's how I did that. There we go. Oh, Dame and the Girls, December 17th. A day older than me. I will watch a cat short every time. Go Peanut. Yeah, I could start a new channel and just do shorts of Peanut, I suppose. See how that does. Interesting to see what the RPM on that would be. Have to get it monetized first. Can you imagine someone that knew nothing about YouTube listening to this, talking about shorts and lives? They'd be so confused. Yeah. Sometimes we got to step back a little bit and what are we saying? You're using your iPad as a switchboard. I am. I'm using the Stream Deck mobile app on my iPad, which is awesome. I think it's $24 a year, but that means you don't need the iPad. You don't need the actual physical Stream Deck. You can have like 64 buttons on it if you want. So yeah, I don't need that many. I've got a lot of blank ones, but someday I'll gather a whole bunch of sound effects and stuff and fill the screen. You know what? I'm going to have to go. I think this is long enough. It's almost been 3 hours. I hope you found this helpful. I want to thank everybody. We still got 150 people here. That's awesome. I mean, I'd stay here all day if I could. Well, it's 7:30 in the evening now here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm getting hungry, so it's time to go get something to eat. I think I'm going to make some pasta. See what Peanut wants, and yeah, I hope to see you in a few days. When I hit the 100K mark. Hopefully it happens before Monday or by Monday morning. If and when it does, I'll go live again. I probably won't go live until then. But either way, I will go live. The next scheduled live is Monday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Monday next week instead of Tuesday, because I'm going to be on a plane, leave early Tuesday morning, but I'm going to the hotel Monday night, right? So that's why I only have Monday until I leave here to live stream. Okay, so yeah, that's the plan. And then I'm going to jump in the ocean. Either the North Atlantic or the Southern Pacific. Not Southern Pacific, Central Pacific, let's say. So there, I've narrowed it down a little bit more. And then I'll make some videos from there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for stopping in. It was fun hanging out with you guys on a Thursday night. And have a great night. I will see you next time. Take care, guys.